हम यही बताना चाहता हूं कि राहुल जी आपने जो बात बोला, देश आपका ऊपर प्रतिशोध लेगा।
टुकड़े टुकड़े गैंग के साथ भारत जोड़ो यात्रा करने वाले राहुल गांधी जी, सवाल ये खड़ा होता है कि आप कभी हिंदू आतंकवाद की बात करते थे, कभी भारत के टुकड़े टुकड़े करने वालों के साथ जवाहरलाल नेहरू विश्वविद्यालय में खड़े नजर आते थे। सावरकर, वीर सावरकर के ऊपर आप प्रश्न चिन्ह खड़ा करते हो। ये कांग्रेस की मानसिकता है जो एक परिवार से आगे बढ़कर ना देख पाई है ना देख पाएगी।
So you're hearing those reactions that have come in from the BJP. Now what this controversy is all about, let's help you understand that with this graphic that's up on your screen. Now just contrast these two letters on your screens. Right now on the right you're reading bits of the Savarkar letter that Rahul Gandhi has quoted, and on the left is the letter written by and signed by Mahatma Gandhi. If you look very, very closely at the last lines, it actually does go on to say, and I'm reading from Mahatma Gandhi's letter on the left, where he again, remember, does use the word that he was common practice to write, I beg to remain your obedient / a sincere servant. Now what Rahul Gandhi is wanting to say by quoting this letter is that Veer Savarkar was actually working for the Britishers. He was not anyone who contributed any ways to our freedom struggle, something that has been countered with this other letter now that you see on the left of your screen. And as I said, a story that has generated a lot of anger, particularly in the state of Maharashtra, where we are looking at these protests in Mumbai, in Pune, also in Aurangabad, and we will track that story very, very closely.
National Conference Chief Farooq Abdullah has stepped down as the President of the National Conference. The decision has been taken ahead of December 5, the birth anniversary of Sheikh Abdullah, wherein it is expected that the elections will be held, and the senior leadership of the National Conference is now eyeing on Umar Abdullah as the next chief of the party. And the senior leaders are also saying that Farooq Abdullah's stepping down as the NC chief, now the probable candidate for the next is Umar Abdullah, as he has held the post of the National Conference chief for a long time and he has taken the party to a next level. But it has to be seen how the things move out amid the attack by the opposition parties, especially the Bharatiya Janata Party, that the National Conference is only promoting the dynasty politics. And after Sheikh Abdullah, it's Farooq Abdullah, and will it now be Umar Abdullah once again? That is something that has to be seen. And the National Conference leaders are saying that the candidature will be open for all the leaders of the party. With Sarjeevan Kumar, Gursimran Singh for Republic Media Network.
And now let's shift our focus to get you the very latest in the Shraddha murder case, because remember, it's day 5. Republic continues to keep you ahead on every important detail, on every update. And as I said, the story is crying horror by the moment, because according to source of the Delhi police now, the killer Aftab is making a big disclosure. Now what does he say? He says that he is a drug addict, and even on the day at the time of the murder of Shraddha on May the 18th, he was intoxicated. Now does this mean that this is something that he will be using as an alibi? Is he trying to mislead the police? Sit back and watch this exclusive report.
As the probe widens in the Shraddha murder case, there has been yet another twist in killer Aftab's tale. He has now claimed that he is a drug addict and that he was in an intoxicated state on May the 18th, on the night of the murder.
He is also saying that on that very day when this brutal murder was done by Aftab on 18th of May, he was under the impression of drug. He smoked that day. He strangled Shraddha, after which Shraddha lost her life, and they were fighting for the whole day. That's something what is coming in light.
Aftab has been trying to mislead the police and he is now peddling a mentally ill theory.
Now this is the new angle which has came in light, in which it has been stated, the sources and the police are confirming us that Aftab now saying that he's a drug addicted and used to smoke also. He used to take the drug, and on that very day when he murdered Shraddha, he was under the impression of drug and he smoked that day.
Nothing seems to add up in Aftab's version. So did Aftab actually have an addiction problem, or is he trying to wriggle out? Bureau Report for Republic TV.
So what really is the purpose of this entire alibi that is being thrown by Aftab? That is what has to be decoded, as the police, remember, has his custody and he's going to be taken to Gurgaon, he's going to be taken to Himachal, to Uttarakhand. As we head into a quick break, but on the other side, remember, there is more to this story. There are more details and more explosive chats that have now been accessed by Republic. And if you see these chats very, very closely, along with this picture on your screen, it is telling you a totally different story. Also, it's a mega BJP versus TRS political face-off in Telangana. The TRS protest turns violent. Look how BJP MP's residence is vandalized. The full story when we come back.
I was on insulin for a very long time. After joining Beto, within 5 months of time, I was off insulin. The medicines what I'm taking has become minimum and I'm very happy. Maybe in future, I'll be off medicines very soon.
Get your diabetes care program with a free Beto glucometer. Give a missed call on 740-1100.
In the latest Indian university rankings announced by QS, the world's leading university rankings organization, India's #1 ranked universities in various categories are IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, University of Delhi, University of Calcutta, and Amity University.
From Nagpur, where BJP is staging a protest after Kamal Nath had cut a temple-shaped cake with Hanuman's portrait.
Vacuum cleaner that was found at Aftab's residence allegedly used vacuum cleaner to remove the blood stains in the house. The JMM gathered in support of Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren. The ED summoned in connection with the illegal mining case. Now, Shraddha murder probe widens police to take Aftab to office in Gurugram. Police is also likely to quiz his boss and colleagues regarding Aftab's behavior pattern and observation while that was made while Aftab was working with his colleagues. Country's first privately developed rocket, Vikram S, to be launched by the Indian Space Research Organisation from its spaceport in Sriharikota, about 115 kilometers from Chennai. The liftoff is scheduled at 11:30 a.m. today, with clear weather paving the way for the launch. Prime Minister Modi to address No Money for Terror Ministerial Conference on counter-terror financing today at Hotel Taj Palace in the national capital.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us here on Republic. We are putting our focus on this huge political story in the state of Telangana. Now remember, Telangana is a state that BJP desperately wants to capture and a state that is KCR's only bastion. The reason why they want to hold on to the state anyhow. Now the BJP MP Arvind Dharampuri's residence in Hyderabad was allegedly attacked by TRS workers. And following this, we've seen massive protests that erupted by the TRS, with the BJP MP also now hitting out.
ఆమె రాజకీయ ఆవేదనని I can understand Srimati Kavita's her political career almost has come to an end, public career has come to an end. If she is willing to contest against me, she is more than welcome, and her party to make candidate for next year Lok Sabha polls. I mean, Sabha polls. Now that's I welcome the statement that she is going to contest against me. I welcome the statement. Let's contest again. Finally, she has agreed to my request of contesting against me. I will wait for notification of next year Lok Sabha elections. And regarding the attack on my house, how dare does she attack my mother, 70-year-old mother, other lady members of the family, staff, damage my house, break all the different god idols, furniture. Who gave her the right? And the way she spoke about me, it only shows her arrogance out of her caste. There is loads of caste arrogance in this Kalvakuntla family. They look upon others, other castes, very low. How dare does she attack my mother?
BJP can stoop to any lawyer to destabilize and topple the governments of non-BJP ruled states. The entire country has seen clearly how they tried to split Pawar's family by bringing out Ajit Pawar to form a government in Maharashtra. We also have seen how they tried to split Mulayam Singh Yadavji's family, and we are also seeing how they are dealing with Chirag Paswan and others. We also have seen how they have run a covert operation in the form of Eknath Shinde in Maharashtra. When our Honorable Chief Minister has exposed their misdeeds, poaching MLAs, bribing our MLAs, tried to contact Kavita ji to join BJP, now they are, trying to level baseless allegations on us. They say that Kavita ji tried to contact Congress party, which is completely out of frustration they are talking. Now they were caught red-handed in Telangana. Their agents have caught red-handed in Telangana. They are behind bars. Instead of asking for a probe, BJP, while claiming they don't have any connect with the agents whom we have caught, they go to courts to stop the investigation. This clearly shows BJP how they are running their government today, splitting the parties, splitting the families, toppling the governments, poaching MLAs. This has become a daily routine for BJP party in the country today. These undemocratic practices are not going to continue, and definitely the people of Telangana, people of this country will teach them a befitting lesson. And in the days to come, our leader, Chief Minister Honorable KCR Garu, is going to play a crucial role even in the national space. Definitely, we will teach BJP a befitting lesson and we will try to show them their place.
Well, in the massive face-off which has been escalating here in the state of Telangana between the BJP and the TRS, now we see that Arvind Dharmapuri, the BJP MP, had made a comment stating that TRS MLC and the daughter of Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao is rather in touch with the Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge and might be expressing her willingness to join the Congress party. Rather, we had seen that during the closed-door meeting which was being led by the Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao, the party meeting, sources said that CM KCR had commented that BJP tried to poach K. Kavita, and now we see that after a massive face-off, now we see that the BJP MP Arvind Dharmapuri's residence has been vandalized by the TRS workers, and also, as you can see, the windows here have been broken down. There was a protest which broke out here in Hyderabad at the residence of the BJP MP, and also, as you can see, there are pink flags, that is the party flag of the TRS, and completely vandalized. The house here of the BJP MP is completely vandalized. Well, this is the situation right now here at the BJP MP Arvind Dharmapuri's residence. Well, we also see that the TRS has completely hitting out at the BJP, and also we see that the TRS MLC K Kavita has now hitted out at BJP MP Arvind Dharmapuri and stated that next time if he makes any sort of comments against her or personal attacks, then he will have to face consequences. And she also said that she will hit him with a slipper at the Nizamabad crossroad. Well, Nizamabad is the constituency of the BJP MP. So now we see that massive face-off, and Arvind Dharmapuri, the BJP MP's residence, has been vandalized by the TRS leaders. This is Anirisha with original listeners for Republic TV.
Thank you, Mr. President. I am taking the floor today to exercise India's right of reply to respond to Pakistan's continued abuse of this august assembly. As we meet today to discuss this extremely important topic of UN Security Council reforms, representative of Pakistan has yet again made unwarranted references to Jammu and Kashmir. Jammu and Kashmir, let me repeat once again for his benefit, remains an integral and inalienable part of India, irrespective of what the representative of Pakistan believes or covets. Pakistan's desperate attempts to peddle falsehoods and a bad habit of abusing the sanctity of multilateral forums deserves our collective contempt and perhaps some sympathy as well. I thank you, Mr. President.
We're heading into a break right now, but when we come back, our focus is back on the Shraddha murder investigation. The killer Aftab now tries to peddle a mentally ill theory, and he says that he has a drug addiction. Also, Rahul Gandhi is at it again, abuses the Hindutva icon Veer Savarkar, facing flack for it. The BJP is up in arms.
Gujarat anti-terrorist squad reached the site where more than 500 gelatin sticks were found near Som River in Dungarpur, as wet gelatin sticks of around 40 kgs were recovered today as manufacturing is expected to be from Rajasthan's Explosives and Chemicals unit in Dholpur. National President JP Nadda, besides union ministers and chief ministers, is expected to address public meetings in the 89 Gujarat Assembly constituencies going to polls in the first phase of elections on 1st of December.
Very, very important day today, because this is like the day when Aftab will be produced in the court, and this is going to be the Saket court in the national capital.
Poster war peaking in New Delhi. BJP posted a post on Twitter saying, "From real life to real life, thanks Aam Aadmi Party for reminding us."
NIA has taken over the case of the Udhampur twin blasts. 2 FIRs have been registered.
From Nagpur, where BJP is staging a protest after Kamal Nath had cut a temple-shaped cake with Hanuman's portrait.
Vacuum cleaner that was found at Aftab's residence allegedly used vacuum cleaner to remove the blood stains in the house. The JMM gathered in support of Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren, the ED summoned in connection with the illegal mining case. Now, Shraddha murder probe widens police to take Aftab to office in Gurugram. Police is also likely to quiz his boss. And
the news breaks. The controversies.
सारे जो अपशब्द इस्तेमाल किए हैं उसके बारे में क्या?
सर, आप गुजरात के मुख्यमंत्री हैं, आप जानना चाहती है जनता कि इतने लोगों की मौत हुई है सर, लेकिन
मनीष जी, आपको समन किया जा रहा है। सर, you want to say something? The channel for elections. December 8 with Arnab.
The poster war which is on in the national capital. Yesterday also we have seen the same, and this is not the first time. Like just before the MCD election, now it is on the daily basis when Bharatiya Janata Party, the Delhi unit of Bharatiya Janata Party, is coming out with the posters and This is the post-war which is going on. And today, if we talk about the latest, this is about the money heist, the poster which has been put by Bharatiya Janata Party on the Twitter handle, and they are calling them professors of corruption. Yesterday, let me remind you, this was like including all the top brasses of the Aam Aadmi Party. This was put in that these are thugs of Delhi, comparing it from the real life to the real life. Today, this is again a poster in which the top brasses, including Manish Sisodia, Satyen Jain, Arvind Kejriwal himself, all could be clearly seen in that poster. And this is the money heist in Delhi poster by BJP Delhi, which is on the Twitter handle of BJP Delhi. And this is being stated that these are the professors of corruption. That's something what they have said. And they have done several money heists in Delhi, from stealing party seat tickets, Hawala scam to liquor gate scam. All has been targeted, what we are seeing from last few days in the national capital.
Fatal accident which happened at the Mumbai-Pune highway. 3 people who are injured, 5 people lost their lives. This accident which happened last night at 11 p.m.
Farooq Abdullah to step down as the National Conference chief. Now it has to be seen that will it be Umar Abdullah the next one, because earlier also Umar Abdullah has held the position.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Event number 96 completed.
And we have a successful liftoff of Vikram S rocket.
Centre has filed review petition in the Supreme Court against November 11th order allowing the release of all convicts in Rajiv Gandhi assassination case, saying that the order was passed without hearing it. In a statement by SDM Akshay Singh, a major crackdown on liquor trade was conducted as around 3,600 cases of liquor were destroyed, the cost of which was estimated at around 85 lakh rupees. These included foreign liquor, beer and country liquor. The government has also recommended a CBI inquiry into the matter involving case of fake admission in Ayush colleges without passing NEET, and STF made the arrest of 12 people, including Ayurveda director SN Singh, who's now been arrested. In fact, in the last 1 year, over 40,000 Myanmar nationals over 40,000 Myanmar nationals have entered India and is taking shelter in over 150 refugee camps in the state. In October this year alone, 1,800 new refugees have arrived. Despite clear instructions from Centre, Mizoram is issuing certificates to the refugees without any authorization. Gujarat anti-terrorist squad reached the site where more than 500 gelatin sticks were found near Som River in Dungarpur, as wet gelatin sticks of around 40 kgs were recovered today as manufacturing is expected to be from Rajasthan's Explosives and Chemicals unit in Dholpur. National President JP Nadda, besides union ministers and chief ministers, is expected to address public meetings in the 89 Gujarat Assembly constituencies going to polls in the first phase of elections on 1st of December.
Very, very important day today, because this is like the day when Aftab will be produced in the court, and this is going to be the Saket court in the national capital.
Poster war peaking.
Good afternoon and thank you for staying tuned. You're watching the news at 4 p.m. I'm Suesha Sawan, joining you live on the broadcast. We continue to get you newer angles as the investigation continues in the Shraddha murder case. Most importantly, this explosive chat that Republic has been able to access from 2020 that clearly indicated that Shraddha wanted to get out of this relationship she had with Aftab. That and much more in this edition. First, a quick check of the headlines we're tracking at this hour. Big mystery over Shraddha murder. Republic accesses pictures and reports that expose torture. Killer Aftab now tries to peddle mentally ill theory. He says he is a drug addict. More explosive chats emerge. Shraddha confides in her ex-manager. She says she was beaten up.
अल्लाह बोल बोल मेरा भैया अल्लाह बोल महाराष्ट्र नवनिर्माण सेनेचा
Rahul Gandhi is at it again, abuses Hindutva icon. Veer Savarkar now faces flack for it. Mega BJP versus TRS political face-off in Telangana. TRS protest turns violent. BJP MP's residence vandalized. And well, we continue to get you more and more evidence that Republic has been able to track that reflects of the toxicity, the torture and the pain that Shraddha had to go through while she was in a relationship with Aftab. This is a chat that Republic has been able to access from November 24, 2020, where Shraddha was telling her former manager of how she was abused by Aftab. He used to beat her up to the extent that she couldn't even get up from bed. Her blood pressure was low, her work was getting impacted. She had apologized to him and also confided in him, telling him that Aftab was now going to move out of the house, and she wanted to ensure that Aftab does that. They had gone to his parents' house, they had had an agreement, and this chat clearly indicative of how she wanted to move out of that relationship. She wanted Aftab to leave the house. Let me quickly take you through these pointers that you see on your screens right now. He's moving out today, and I won't be able to make it today because from all the beating yesterday, I guess my BP is low and my body hurts. Energy nahi bachi hai bed se uthne ki. Also, I need to make sure he moves out today. This chat that puts it all out of what the relationship was like in 2020. This chat has been accessed from the 24th of November 2020 when Shraddha had written all this to her manager she was working for at that time in 2020, where she's clearly confiding in him. She's telling him that she was beaten up by Aftab. She was beaten up to the extent that her blood pressure is low. Her body hurts to the extent that she can't even get up from bed. She's also told him that he's moving out today. She will not be able to make it to work because she wants to ensure that he moves out today. In this chat, she's also mentioned to him that she knows her work is getting impacted. She's apologized for that, and she said that I will come back to work. I just want to ensure everything goes back to normal, which means that Aftab must move out, and that is what she wanted to ensure. Once again, reading out verbatim from this chat, he's moving out today, and I won't be able to make it today because from all the beating yesterday, I guess my BP is low, my body hurts, energy nahi bachi hai bed se utne ki. Also, I need to make sure he moves out today. And we continue to get you more details of this chat. Meanwhile, breaking news that is coming on your screens right now, fresh inputs flashing of protests that are taking place in Thane, demanding justice for Shraddha. Anger that is mounting across the country. Every Indian feeling the sentiment of seeking justice for Shraddha. More and more brutal details of the investigation that are emerging with every passing day. Anger is mounting. These are fresh protests that we see in Mumbai, Thane to be precise, where they are demanding justice for Shraddha. We'll try and dip into these voices and listen into what these protesters are saying. Let's listen in.
जिहादमध्ये असं काही कामं करू नये आणि तुम्ही लव जिहादमध्ये सतत हिंदू मुलींनाही का टार्गेट करताय म्हणजे त्यांना तुम्ही स्वतःही घरातलेही जे पालक आहेत तेही स्वतःच्या मुलींनाही लव जिहादबद्दल सांगा आणि त्यांना सर्वसामान्य ते आपले जे धर्म आहेत त्याच्याबद्दलही जागरूक करा.
And you see many of these voices that are coming in from across the country where protests are taking place. These are fresh pictures from Thane, where protesters are demanding justice for Shraddha. This as we see that Aftab is in police custody for another 5 days. Exactly what happened in the Saket court yesterday, and most importantly how the Delhi police, as they are diving deeper into getting details of what had happened and most importantly retrieving the murder weapon, they will also be recreating the crime scene and moving to states of Uttarakhand and Himachal also to do the same. And we get you all that we know until now when it comes to the investigation in the Shraddha murder case. All the details of the investigation we put together in this news wrap in brief to give you a sense of where the investigation stands. Evidence piles up against accused Aftab in the Shraddha murder case. Now a chat of Shraddha with her manager dating back to 2020 accessed by Republic. Shraddha mentions blood pressure is low from being beaten up. She says her body hurts to the extent that she can't even move from bed. Shraddha mentions in the chat dated 2020 that she wanted Aftab to move out. Another evidence of Shraddha reaching out for help. Shraddha tells her manager that she needed to make sure that he moved out. A picture dating back to 2020 also accessed by Republic showing injuries on Shraddha's face. Another piece of evidence suggests Shraddha was hospitalized at Ozone Hospital in Vasai with the complaint of severe back pain. The doctor says that Shraddha had come with the complaint of pain in her spine around the 3rd of December 2020. Police widens its probe in the Shraddha murder case. A team of Delhi police team arrived in Maharashtra to investigate the Shraddha murder case. Palghar police said that they will cooperate with the Delhi police. Delhi police reached the office where Aftab used to work. Police carried out searches at the location to find out more evidence in the case. Delhi police team is also set to visit Dehradun as Aftab claims that he had thrown some of the body parts in Dehradun. One after the other, tales being peddled by Aftab. Delhi police sources say that Aftab had disclosed to the police that he was a drug addict. He was intoxicated at the time on the day of the murder. He was under the influence of marijuana, is what he said. He's told the cops that he strangled Shraddha when he had consumed marijuana. Republic spoke to the plumber, who happened to be the last man who saw Shraddha before she was murdered. And it's an exclusive testimony to Republic. And yes, as we continue to get you more and more voices of Shraddha's friends and those who were privy to the relationship, this is Lakshman, who happened to be a very close friend of Shraddha. He has now become a prime witness in this case and is now submitting his statement to the Delhi police. He is evading the media at the moment, given how this is a case heavily followed by the media. But Lakshman Nadar has now put out important statements and details that he knew of the relationship between Shraddha and Aftab. This is the latest input coming in as the investigation continues, and one of Shraddha's very close friends, Lakshman Nadar, who has now become a prime witness in this case. He's recorded his statement with the Delhi police. We were trying to get in a word from him. Meanwhile, these are pictures of protest in Thane. While we showed you that, Lakshman Nadar, who is someone who knew very intimate and inside details of the relationship that Aftab and Shraddha shared. He's become a prime witness in this case. And remember, the Delhi police has also reached Maharashtra. A team of officials who are in Maharashtra as they're probing every angle. Remember, the Palghar police has said that they will cooperate with the Delhi police. A team of officials who have also reached Himachal. And this is the latest that has just come in. Dehradun, Gurugram, Maharashtra. These are the locations where officials have branched out from the Delhi police to investigate into all the angles of the Shraddha murder case. Shraddha's friend Lakshman Nadar, who has recorded his statement, he's become a prime witness in this case. And I want to cut across to my colleague Sandeep, who's getting us all the details on the ground from Mumbai. Sandeep, I'm not too sure where you are at this point. We, of course, can see that sequence of where you were probably trying to get in a word from Lakshman Nadar. He's become an important witness in this case, the prime witness, so as to say what had happened at that time.
See, at this point of time, I'm right outside the crime branch unit, crime detection unit of Vasai police. And in fact, this is the very location wherein Lakshman Nadar was quizzed by Delhi police for more than 3 hours. So Lakshman Nadar is one of the prime witness in this case of Shraddha Walkar murder case. And in fact, remember, he is the closest friend of Shraddha Walkar, and in fact, he was the person who had informed the father of Shraddha Walkar, that is Vikas Walkar, that Shraddha is not replying to the messages and there is no communication between the friends of Shraddha Walkar, and in fact, following which a missing report was in fact filed at Manikpur police station. Now today, as Delhi police, a team of Delhi police has arrived here at crime branch unit of Vasai police, and in fact they quizzed the prime witness, that is Lakshman Nadar in this case, and he was in fact evading the questions of Republic TV, and in fact almost all the media channels chased him to get his reaction, to get one word from him, like what kind of questioning took place, why is he running from the questions of Republic TV. So definitely there are several points in fact that were raised, but yes, Lakshman Nadar evaded the question, although the team of Delhi police is still inside here, and we have been told there are 3 teams that has been formed out here in Vasai who are separately investigating this matter. Remember, one team is here who is, देखिए आपको हम बता दें कि एक टीम जो है वो यहाँ पर मौजूद है, एक टीम यहाँ पर तमाम जो स्टेटमेंट दिए गए थे, जो भी स्टेटमेंट लक्ष्मण नाडर हो या तमाम जो विटनेसेस हो, उन लोगों ने जो स्टेटमेंट दिए थे उन स्टेटमेंट को जो है उससे मैच किया है, उससे मिलाया है, सवाल जवाब जो है वो लक्ष्मण नाडर से किया गया है। उसके अलावा आपको बता दें कि 2 अलग अलग टीम अभी भी दिल्ली पुलिस की वसई में है, और जो जहां जहां वो रहते थे उन तमाम ठिकानों से जो है वो एविडेंसेस इकट्ठा करने का प्रयास जो है वो दिल्ली पुलिस का है। इसके अलावा आपको बता दें कि वो जो घर है, चाहे वो रीगल अपार्टमेंट हो या वाइट हिल अपार्टमेंट हो, उन तमाम जो प्रोप्राइटर है जहां पर वो रेंट पर रहते थे, उन लोगों से भी पूछताछ की जाने की संभावना है। उसके अलावा जो भी इस मामले को लेकर के, और सबसे अहम गवाह जो है वो शिवानी मात्रे है। शिवानी मात्रे भी एक सहेली थी श्रद्धा वालकर की, जिसके बाद जो है संभावित है कि शिवानी मात्रे से किसी गुप्त स्थान पर जो है वो दिल्ली पुलिस जो है वो पूछताछ करेगी। लेकिन मौजूदा स्थिति ऐसी है कि लक्ष्मण नाडर, जिससे दिल्ली पुलिस ने करीब 3 घंटे से ज़्यादा वक्त जो है वो सवाल जवाब किए, लेकिन जब हम उनसे सवाल करने का प्रयास किया, जब हमने उनसे पूछा कि क्या कुछ ऐसे सवाल जवाब थे जो दिल्ली पुलिस ने आपसे किए हैं, लेकिन तमाम सवालों को जो है वो जवाब उनसे देते नहीं बना और वो भाग खड़े हुए। कारण क्या है आखिरकार कि सवालों से भागने का? क्या वो मीडिया के सामने नहीं आना चाह रहे? तो ये तमाम ऐसे पहलू हैं जिसको लेकर के जो है वो प्रश्न चिन्ह बने हुए हैं। लेकिन आपको बता दें कि दिल्ली पुलिस जो है लगातार, दिल्ली पुलिस मुंबई पहुंच चुकी है और एक्शन में है। आपको बता दें कि 3 घंटे से ज़्यादा की पूछताछ जो है लक्ष्मण नाडर से की गई है, वो कम नहीं है। और आपको बता दें इसके पहले भी लक्ष्मण नाडर से लगातार जो है दिल्ली पुलिस ने पूछताछ की थी। लक्ष्मण नाडर ही इनफैक्ट वो पहला शख्स था जिसने श्रद्धा के पिता को इस बात की जानकारी दी थी कि श्रद्धा वालकर से संपर्क जो है वो टूट चुका है। श्रद्धा वालकर किसी भी दोस्तों के साथ जो है बातचीत नहीं हो रही है। तो कहीं ना कहीं ये तमाम बिंदु हैं जिनको जोड़ने का प्रयास जो है वो दिल्ली पुलिस यहाँ पर कर रही है और तमाम जो सबूत, दस्तावेज, जो एविडेंसेस हैं तमाम इकट्ठा करके जो है इस केस को आगे और लेके जाने का प्रयास जो है वो दिल्ली पुलिस का यहाँ से जारी है।
Absolutely, Sandeep. They're getting us the details of what exactly is happening in Mumbai at this point. And remember that the case is now moving very fast when it is the investigation. Yes, the investigation, as the Delhi police is not only questioning Aftab here, taking him to the crime scene for recreating the crime scene, but most importantly, reaching out in Maharashtra to get details and widen the probe. Also in Uttarakhand and Himachal, as we understand, Dehradun to be precise, because of the conflicting statements that have been coming from Aftab. He's also said that certain body parts could be in Dehradun. So all the angles that are being looked at in detail. Meanwhile, Republic also trying to get you as many voices on the ground as possible. This is the plumber that we will now hear from. He was the last person who had seen Shraddha before the crime had happened. He had gone to that house and he had performed some repair work in that house where Aftab lived with Shraddha. Let's listen in to what he said.
आपने देखा है आप बताएंगे कि श्रद्धा ने क्या पहन रखा था, किस तरीके किस
पैंट वगैरह कुछ वैसे पहन
रखा था, पैंट और टी शर्ट,
बाकी मतलब बैग था इसका, इसमें पीछे
बैग था।
हाँ, और वो कपड़े वगैरह लेके आए थे।
कैसा बैग था?
बैग का तो मेरे वैसे ही था जो टांगने का होता पीछे, और इतना मतलब मैंने
बेसिकली जो स्कूल बैग होता है उस तरीके का कुछ।
हाँ
ठीक है।
और ये ऊपर जाते हुए मैंने अंदर तक जाते हुए देखा है।
जाते हुए देखा है दोनों को कितनी बार देखा?
जाते हुए तो मैंने उसी टाइम देखा था, बाकी आफ्ताब को मैंने कई बार देखा है। मैं पानी के बारे में बताने गया हूँ।
आप प्लम्बर है यहाँ पे? तो क्या बात हुई आपकी आफ्ताब से, जरा उसके बारे में बताइए।
किराएदार ने मकान मालिक के पास फोन किया था कि ऐसे से पानी की दिक्कत है, तो उन्होंने मेरे पास कॉल किया कि ऐसे से आप थोड़ा उन्हें समझा दो, मैं थोड़ा दूर हूँ। और एक दो बार वो समझेंगे, तो नए नए किराएदार हैं, उनको पता नहीं है इसके बारे में, तो मैंने उनको बताया। फिर आफ्ताब भी नीचे आया था।
आफ्ताब आया था, किस तरीके से बात कर रहा था? क्या आपको लगा कि आफ्ताब जो है कहीं से डरा हुआ है या बहुत एग्रेसिव है, गुस्से में बात करता है, इस तरीके से कुछ लगा? प्यार से बात
तो नॉर्मली बात किया था उसने, ऐसा कुछ नहीं। हाँ ना में जवाब दिया था, मतलब ज़्यादा बात नहीं किया। जो फैमिली वाला जो किराएदार है उन्होंने उसको बुलाया था नीचे, कि मैंने तो समझ लिया, अब आप भी समझ लीजिए कि आपका गेट वाल कौन सा है।
कौन सा किराएदार था वो, कौन से फ्लोर का?
ये फर्स्ट फ्लोर पे तो आफ्ताब रहता है, उससे ऊपर फैमिली रहती है।
तो उन्होंने बुलाया था?
हाँ, उन्होंने मतलब कि मैंने उनको समझा था, उनको पानी की जरूरत ज़्यादा है ना फैमिली वाले को, तो उन्होंने फिर आवाज़ मार के आफ्ताब को बुलाया था।
अच्छा ठीक है। तो कहीं से आपको कोई शक उस पर नहीं हुआ?
ऐसे तो कुछ बात ही नहीं थी उस टाइम।
किस तारीख की बात थी? 18 मई से पहले की बात है या बाद की बात?
18 मई से पहले की बात है।
18 मई के बाद कभी वो मिला हो कि पानी से कोई दिक्कत हो रही है, या उसने कुछ पूछा हो आपसे?
नहीं, मेरे से कुछ नहीं पूछा। ज़्यादातर जो किराएदार हैं वो मकान मालिक को कॉल करते थे, और मकान मालिक मेरे पास कॉल करते थे।
पुलिस ने क्या आपसे पूछताछ की है?
पुलिस ने कुछ मेरे से क्यों करेगी?
अंदर तुम। And well, that is what the plumber had to say, because he had visited that home where Shraddha lived with Aftab. And remember, a lot of these voices that are coming in, but most importantly, this explosive chat that Republic has been able to access from the 24th of November 2020, that clearly indicates how Shraddha did not want to be in this relationship. She had spoken to Aftab. She wanted Aftab to move out of the house. Most importantly, it is very, very clear that Aftab used to beat her up. She was in an abusive relationship, so much so that she had written to her former manager that she was in a lot of pain. She could not get up from the bed. Her BP was low because of that. She had also apologized to her manager, saying that she knows that her work was getting impacted because of all that was happening domestically, and she wanted Aftab to move out of the house. We know from Shraddha's friends that many such attempts had happened in the course of their relationship, where Shraddha wanted to break away from the relationship, and Aftab would emotionally blackmail her and then bring her back into it. But this particular chat, 24th November 2020 to be precise, where Shraddha wrote to her former manager, "He is moving out today and I won't be able to come to work. I won't be able to make it today because from all the beating yesterday Let's mark the important words. All the beating yesterday, which means she was in a very abusive relationship. All the beating yesterday, I guess my BP is low and my body hurts. Energy nahi bachi hai bed se uthne ki. Also, I need to make sure he moves out today. Very, very clear in what Shraddha was feeling at that point. She was being beaten up by Aftab. So much so that she couldn't even get up from bed. She was being abused in that relationship. She wanted to break away from him. Her BP was low. She could not go to work. Also following this message was a message to the former manager that I know my work is getting impacted. Let me get done with all this. She was facing a lot in domestically. She wanted him to move out. So while she wanted to go to work, she wanted to tell her manager that I want to come to work, but I also want to ensure that he moves out. I need to make sure that happens. He's moving out today. Let me also bring in Alisha. She's joining us live from the Mumbai newsroom. Alisha, you've been able to access this chat, and very important because this speaks of where Shraddha was in this relationship. Most importantly, she was aware of the fact that she was being abused, she was being beaten up. It was a toxic relationship. She had confided in her former manager that she wants to get out of it. She wants Aftab to move out. Also, Alisha, take us through a message that came in before, where she said that they had gone to his parents' house. Everything was clear. He's going to move out today. She wants to stay in the house on that day to ensure he moves out.
Suesha, there are more and more chats that has been emerged. Importantly, we even saw the chat of 24th of November 2020 where she's been talking in chat. She's been chatting with her ex-manager and clearly mentioning the situation that she was going through. She also mentioned that she really wants Aftab to move out of the house. Not only that, it has really predicted that Shraddha does not want this relation to go because he was beating her. And even we saw the visuals of Shraddha's face, like there were marks on her cheeks. But there are more chats that I have been talking about. It's very important to see even the chat that has come across. And we have managed to access the chats between Shraddha Savarkar and her manager, which there are many things which has been stated where the manager is saying if you want to move out, then think you should speak to a person that has been named in this chat. You guys can share the place and you will be at peace for some time. This is what has been said by the manager of Shraddha, the ex-manager of Shraddha, clearly mentioning that if you want to move out, then I think you should speak to a person, Jespita. You guys can share the place and you will be at peace for some time. Here is the Shraddha Savarkar clearly mentioning, I will talk to her later. It might take a long time here. They say the person I need to meet will be here by 6. In this, there are some the chats which has come across, and there are some more even chats. They have been trying to speak to the people, the more people, because she is clearly mentioning, okay, you be with Josham's brother, he will make sure you are safe. Have you eaten anything? This is my sister number. If you are not comfortable in Vasai, then just call my sister and come home. So these are the people who have been continuously helping Shraddha in what the situation where the Shraddha was going through, in a chat where Shraddha and the ex-manager which was going through, and the manager was also helping her, looking at the situation, what the Shraddha was going. So here he is clearly mentioning, the manager is clearly saying, if you want to move out, then I think you should speak to Jasmita. You guys can share place. Here she is saying that, Shraddha is saying that I will talk to her later, but it also been what is mentioned that if you want to, if you are not comfortable in Vasai, then just call my sister and come home. So this is the situation, the mental trauma what Shraddha was going through in a relation with Aftab. No doubt there are the friends, the families of Shraddha Savarkar who has been coming forward, specifically the friends who known Shraddha and Aftab since 2018. Since the bachelorette, her time during her graduation, and they even know about the relation from 2019, and they have been seeing Aftab, the relation between Aftab and Shraddha, and which has clearly showed how the behavior of Aftab. And this is not the first chat that we have been seeing, but there are other people as well. There are the friends of Shraddha who has come forward and also mentioned that Aftab was very violent to her.
Absolutely, Alisha. This is very, very clear now. She was not feeling fine. She wanted to be out of this relationship. She wanted Aftab to move out. And those around her were aware of the fact that she may not be okay. She fears for her life. She may not have eaten. She is physically not feeling fine. And which is why those around her, be it at her workplace or her friends, were trying to comfort her, were trying to tell her that she can come out of it. While she was also trying to ensure the same. Aftab was emotionally blackmailing her, and that is what the investigators are leading to so far as more and more details are emerging. We continue to get you more of these chats, and All That Republic has been able to access details of what exactly was Shraddha meaning to say at that point, who all she was confiding in, and most importantly, where did she stand with Aftab as far as her relationship is concerned. We step into a short commercial break, a quick check of what's lined up on the other side. I beg your pardon, Rahul Gandhi is at it again. He abuses Hindutva icon Veer Savarkar, facing flack for it. Mega BJP versus TRS political face-off in Telangana. TRS protest turns violent, BJP MP's residence vandalized.
I was on insulin for a very long time. After joining BTO, within 5 months of time, I was off insulin. The medicines what I'm taking has become minimum, and I'm very happy. Maybe in future, I'll be off medicines very soon.
Get your diabetes care program with a free BTO glucometer. Give a missed call on 740-1100.
Protesters turned out in central Bangkok on Friday as leaders gathered for the opening session of a two-day APEC summit. Police pushed back a group of protesters who tried to roll a police car blocking the street, eventually scuffling with some of the majority appeared to watch the scene from afar. Leaders from 21 economies on both sides of the Pacific Ocean are expected to discuss the war in Ukraine, great power rivalries, inflation, climate change, and fending off the pandemic at the APEC event. As host, Thailand has invited 3 special guests to the meeting: French President Emmanuel Macron, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, the Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia, and the Cambodian Prime Minister, who was to represent Asia but will not attend after contracting COVID-19. But even as the world leaders gather, the protests in central Bangkok continue unabated. Bureau Report for Republic TV.
This is the poster war which is on in the national capital. Yesterday also we have seen the same, and this is not the first time. Just before the MCD election, now it is on the daily basis when Bharatiya Janata Party, the Delhi unit of Bharatiya Janata Party, is coming out with the posters, and this is the poster war which is going on. And today, if we talk about the latest, this is about the money heist, the poster which has been put by Bharatiya Janata Party on the Twitter handle. And
fatal accident which happened at the Mumbai-Pune highway. 3 people who are injured, 5 people lost their lives. This accident which happened last night at 11 p.m.
Abdullah to step down as the National Conference chief. Now it has to be seen that will it be Umar Abdullah the next one, because earlier also Umar Abdullah has held the position.
3, 2, 1, 0. Event number 96 completed.
And we have a successful liftoff of Vikram-S rocket.
National Conference Chief Farooq Abdullah has stepped down as the President of the National Conference. The decision has been taken ahead of December 5, the birth anniversary of Sheikh Abdullah, wherein it is expected that the elections will be held, and the senior leadership of the National Conference is now eyeing on Umar Abdullah as the next chief of the party. And the senior leaders are also saying that Farooq Abdullah's stepping down as the NC chief. Now the probable candidate for the next is Umar Abdullah, as he has held the the post of the National Conference Chief for a long time, and he has taken the party to a next level. But it has to be seen how the things move out amid the attack by the opposition parties, especially the Bharatiya Janata Party, that the National Conference is only promoting the dynasty politics. And after Sheikh Abdullah, it's Farooq Abdullah, and will it now be Omar Abdullah once again? That is something that has to be seen. And the National Conference leaders are saying that the candidature will be open for all the leaders of the party. With Sarjeevan Kumar, Gursimran Singh for Public Media Network.
From Nagpur, where BJP is staging a protest after Kamal Nath had cut a temple-shaped cake with Hanuman's portrait.
Vacuum cleaner that was found at Aftab's residence allegedly used vacuum cleaner to remove the blood stains in the house. The JMM gathered in support of Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren. The ED summoned in connection with the illegal mining case.
Protesters turned out in central Bangkok on Friday as leaders gathered for the opening session of a two-day APEC summit. Police pushed back a group of protesters who tried to roll a police car blocking the street, eventually scuffling with some of the majority appeared to watch the scene from afar. Leaders from 21 economies on both sides of the Pacific Ocean are expected to discuss the war in Ukraine, great power rivalries, inflation, climate change, and fending off the pandemic at the APEC event. As host, Thailand has invited 3 special guests to the meeting: French President Emmanuel Macron, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, the Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia, and the Cambodian Prime Minister, who was to representation but will not attend after contracting COVID-19. But even as the world leaders gather, the protests in central Bangkok continue unabated.
It's a big mystery over Shraddha murder. Republic accesses these pictures and reports that expose the torture. Killer Aftab now tries to peddle a mentally ill theory. He says have a drug addiction. There are more explosive chats now that emerge. Shraddha confides in her ex-manager, says that she was beaten. Rahul Gandhi is at it again. He abuses the Hindutva icon Veer Savarkar, facing flack for it. It's a mega BJP versus TRS political face-off in Telangana. TRS protest turns violent. BJP MP's residence is vandalized. A very good evening and thank you for staying with us here on Republic. Rahul Gandhi is at it again. Now, what Rahul Gandhi has done is that he's again spoken about Veer Savarkar, something that again has stoked a huge controversy. The reason why you're looking at the BJP in particular up in arms. These are images of protest earlier against Rahul Gandhi in different parts of Maharashtra, where essentially right now he is undertaking the Bharat Jodo Yatra. Now, do remember again, this is a big unease also when it comes to the Shiv Sena and the Rahul Gandhi relationship. And you're reading more details of that story breaking on the bottom of your screens. What will Uddhav Thackeray do next? Just about yesterday, he said he does not agree with what Rahul Gandhi has said. And does this mean he will ask Rahul to retract his statement or to apologize? Next. So this is exactly the story that we just mentioned right now. Rahul Gandhi facing a lot of heat, not just from the BJP, but also from the Shiv Sena. Do remember the MVA or the Maharashtra Vikas Aghadi seems to be in tatters, because we are learning that Uddhav possibly could be walking out of the UPA. We are also learning that Uddhav Thackeray is expected to release a statement very, very soon on this entire issue and the controversy that continues to get bigger by the moment. Ever since you heard Rahul Gandhi making that comment about Veer Savarkar just about yesterday. Let's see if we can also get in our colleagues live tracking that story for you here. Do remember earlier we've heard number of reactions from the Shiv Sena making it very, very clear, Alicia, that they do not agree with what Rahul Gandhi has said. But the point is, why do they tolerate this?
The official announcement which is going to be come by Uddhav Thackeray at the press conference which is going to happen at 5 p.m. and a major announcement itself where Uddhav Thackeray in a press conference is going to make it. Not only Uddhav Thackeray but also Aditya Thackeray is also going to be present in that same press conference at 5 p.m. at Sena Bhavan, and the sources within the Shiv Sena, that is Uddhav Bhai Thackeray Sena, has indicated that this is an announcement, a major announcement which is going to be made by Uddhav Thackeray is something about they are going to walk out of UPA. So it's a massive, we have been saying, and we also will also wait for an official statement that will come from Uddhav Thackeray itself, because there was a series of meeting which was underway in Matushri, which is an official resident of Uddhav Thackeray. But here we have been seeing the information that we are gathering from our sources, the top sources from Uddhav Bhai Thackeray Sena, which has clearly given an indication that there will be an announcement from Uddhav Thackeray at 5 p.m. in Sena Bhavan in Dadar, where he is going to announce that the most likely where he is going to announce that they are going to move out of the UPA. That is, it is something, a major setback which is going to become across for the Congress as well, because we have been seeing where in the state of Maharashtra, and important to note the statement that has been made by Rahul Gandhi during the Bharat Jodo Yatra. The statement that was made on Veer Savarkar, that has really made a question on Uddhav Thackeray Hindutva as well, because BJP earlier has also on the same issue, whether the fact that the Congress reluctantly they were making statement against Veer Savarkar, where the BJP was continuously asking the Hindutva of Uddhav Thackeray. So this could be the reason where, but we'll also wait for an official statement. But all we have been seeing that this is coming amid the Rahul Gandhi is making a statement on Veer Savarkar, and now here's the press conference of Uddhav Thackeray, where the sources indicated that where Uddhav Thackeray is going to make an announcement to move out of the UPA.
You know, Alicia, 1 second. There is also a picture very recently of an Aditya Thackeray who actually joins Rahul Gandhi in his Bharat Jodo Yatra. We'll see if we can also put that out on our screens. But this is a picture of a long time ago. This is, remember, where the Maharashtra Vikas Aghadi actually came into fore, and they, got together essentially to rule the state of Maharashtra. An MVA today that no one knows what kind of a future it has. But tell me something very, very clearly. This means that the position of Rahul Gandhi now is untenable. And there is a larger message, Alicia, to a lot of probable allies of the Congress party, that either you listen to Rahul Gandhi because Rahul Gandhi says, this is how I think. Either you listen to me, you follow what I say, or you choose your own path.
Well, certainly, because this is something now it came across amid the Veer Savarkar comment that has been made by Rahul Gandhi. Even earlier, and as I mentioned that the statement earlier that was given by the Congress leader, there always a BJP who actually questioned the Hindutva of Shiv Sena, that is specifically Uddhav Thackeray faction. Whereas Uddhav Thackeray has also come in front of the media, where he's been giving an explanation, giving an clarification of he being an Hindutva. But this is something, a statement that has come by Rahul Gandhi, and here is somewhere where we can see the Shiv Sena chief, that is Uddhav Thackeray, has to come forward, and the clear indication that has been given to us. It's clearly mentioned that today, where at 5 p.m. there is a big announcement that is going to be made by Uddhav Thackeray, and Aditya Thackeray is also going to be present in the same press conference. But moreover, too important to know that what has been said, that the decision is going to be taken over Uddhav Thackeray coming out of the UPA. But it is not even clear, because in Maharashtra there is an alliance of Mahavikas Aghadi, where Congress, NCP and Shiv Sena, that is of Uddhav Thackeray that has come across, that is in alliance. We are not sure about whether he's also going to make an announcement over the coming move out of the MVA. But what has been said and indicated by our sources that Uddhav Thackeray was likely to make an announcement, a massive announcement, which will obviously set back for Rahul Gandhi, for Congress. Whether the fact there is a common minimum program which has been taken place while forming the government in Maharashtra, but that is something been ruled out is what we can say. But now we'll actually wait for Uddhav Thackeray press conference where...
So, you know, Alisha, this is a clear setback for Rahul Gandhi. This really tells us what is the relationship between Congress party that is right now being headed by Rahul Gandhi, though you have Mallikarjun Kharge as its officiating president. But Rahul Gandhi has been taking, the calls. He's been calling the shots, because I do remember some time ago, Dr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi of the Congress party actually said, and he, spoke in favor of a Veer Savarkar. So I think many in the Congress party also might be unsettled today with the kind of stand that Rahul Gandhi has taken, and that too when you have the Bharat Jodo Yatra in Maharashtra.
Well, of course, you rightly mentioned out there are many of the senior Congress leaders who are actually not happy with the leadership from the Gandhi family, and that has come forward before the camera as well. But what is important to know, and yes, it is a Bharat Jodo Yatra in Maharashtra since a week now. But making the statement against Veer Savarkar is something, the step that has really forced Uddhav Thackeray to take some important step, a crucial step. When it comes to the government that they have, it was formed, which was Mahavikas Aghadi in 2019, which has been said an unnatural alliance that has been made. But now this is something, a comment that directly came from Rahul Gandhi would have really forced Uddhav Thackeray to take such decision. But also there was an official statement that is going to be made at 5 p.m. in Sena Bhavan, where Uddhav Thackeray, Aditya Thackeray is going to be present in that meeting, in that press conference, and most likely he is going to announce that he is going to move out of the UPA.
And what are your sources in the Shiv Sena actually telling you, Alisha? Because this, I think, is a very, very important story, considering that this is the same Sena that has always spoken for Veer Savarkar. They've gone ahead to say again and again that we want a Bharat Ratna for Veer Savarkar. That is, I mean, that's the kind of position they take. Versus a Rahul Gandhi, who, allegedly, according to the BJP and the Sena, has spoken in a tone and tenor that clearly is demeaning to a Veer Savarkar. History aside, everything aside, everyone is trying to put their own versions of history. But the point is, when you're in an alliance, you have to give equal respect to your alliance partners.
Well, of course, as I said, that it was a Veer Savarkar statement that has not really, this is the first time that has been made by Congress leaders. It was even earlier, and that was Uddhav Thackeray who was coming in front of the media and giving the clarification right after the Bharatiya Janata Party, who were actually questioning the Hindutva of Uddhav Thackeray and his family and his faction. So here's the Uddhav Thackeray who was actually coming. But this is something now, it's something, the minimum, common minimum program which I was talking about, which was taken place while forming the government of Mahavikas Aghadi. But now it is something has really forced Uddhav Thackeray to take a very stringent decision, and this is something will be very massive when he comes in front of the media, is going to say the statement that has been made, because what is indicating specifically from our sources, and as I mentioned, it's a top sources from Uddhav Thackeray faction, who has clearly mentioned that they are the most likely the announcement that is going to be made by Uddhav Thackeray is on moving out of UPA. So, well, it's not confirmed whether they are also going to come out of the NVA, the Mahavikas Aghadi that has been formed, that was formed in Maharashtra as a government in 2019. But we'll even see, because they wanted to come out of the UPA. So this is something a massive, that is a massive setback that is going to be given to Rahul Gandhi as well, and also the Congress in Maharashtra. How they will reply to it is something we are going to see. But all eyes on 5 p.m. where Uddhav Thackeray and Aditya Thackeray is going to hold a press conference.
Alisha, let's quickly recap what we know of the story so far. It's close to about 4:42, and you're actually confirming to us here on Republic that close to about 5 is where we are expecting a detailed statement. The very first response, if at all, it's coming from Uddhav Thackeray. And in all likelihood, what sources actually tell you, Alisha, is the fact that Uddhav Thackeray is extremely perturbed with what Rahul Gandhi has said about Veer Savarkar, and he said this is not a comment that we will take lying down, and we will walk out of the Maharashtra Vikas Aghadi. Alisha.
Well, Dipti, it is something we have to wait for. It's just a matter of 15 minutes because it will be a very important press conference that is going to be happen, and some of the either way the statement that has been made, because that really raises a question over the Hindutva of Uddhav Thackeray. And there comes Uddhav Thackeray, who always take a press conference and given a befitting reply saying that no one can question the Hindutva of Shiv Sena, of Bayasaheb Thackeray, which is the the legacy that they have been taking off of Bayasaheb Thackeray, and which is why this government, the Mahavikas Aghadi, where there were 40 rebel MLAs, and specifically Eknath Shinde has clearly mentioned that this was an unnatural alliance that was made. This Hindutva, the ideology which we were going through with BJP, but the decision that was taken by Uddhav Thackeray back then in 2019 is something unnatural. But we'll see what is that something that Uddhav Thackeray has really realized.
Okay, Alisha, I'm just going to come back to you. I'm told Vijay Shivtare, the spokesperson of the Balasaheb Chi Shiv Sena, is also joining us right now. Vijay ji, good evening. Can you hear us, sir?
But I'm getting echo. Hello? 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 Hello?
We'll just fix that. Vijay ji. We'll just fix that. Can you hear us better, sir?
Echo to me. I have not understood the question which you have done. Please ask me the question again.
Yes, Vijay ji, Uddhav Thackeray has made it very clear he condemns what Rahul Gandhi has said about Veer Savarkar. Then why do you still want to do business with the Congress party with Rahul Gandhi? Are you pulling out of the alliance?
No, I am not from Thackeray group. I am from Shinde group. So this question you should ask to the Thackeray group people, not to Shinde group people. And let me say from my party, if Uddhav Sahib is talking like this, he is not supporting the whatever he has said, Rahul Gandhi has said, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. If he is understanding the role of Congress and NCP, it is better. Hello.
Vijayji, we stand corrected. You represent the Shinde faction. Now tell me something. Yeah. Time and again, you have criticized Uddhav Thackeray, from moving away from the Hindutva position that the Shiv Sena had under the late Balasaheb Thackeray. Do you think this is a test for Uddhav Thackeray now? He has to tell us whether he stands with what Rahul Gandhi has said, or he is willing now to actually show Rahul Gandhi that this is how far I can go to defend Veer Savarkar and his legacy.
No, this is what we are talking right from the beginning when this revolution took place. What we all are saying to Uddhav Thackeray, NCP Congress is not our natural alliance at all. Our Balasaheb Thackeray's ideology goes only with BJP, and we should go with BJP, but he was not listening. And then finally this was the outcome. All 40 MLAs put then 12 MPs with the leadership of Honorable Chief Minister Eknath Shinde, we moved out of it. But he never listened. Even today also he is saying that yes, Mahavikas Aghadi, we are firm with Mahavikas Aghadi. Now he is getting exposed. Whether he is there, he always says, yes, I am there in Mahavikas Aghadi, but I am there with Hindutva. So now it is a real time whether if he goes along with Congress, as Rahul Gandhi criticized Veer Savarkar, then he will get exposed. He doesn't have any choice but to oppose that. But the real fact is he has to break this alliance. Then only people will listen to it. We all are saying he should.
All right, Vijayji, for the moment. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, Vijayji, for the moment, I thank you for speaking out. So I think it's a test. It's a test for Uddhav Thackeray. Because, in this world of political ideologies, there is this question that is thrown rightly so at Uddhav Thackeray again and again, that what really is his ideology? What does he stand for? will he allow Rahul Gandhi from the Congress party, Alisha, to come and, make this comment, get away with this and say everything is fine, we can continue with the alliance? Or will Uddhav Thackeray take that bold step of walking out of the alliance and telling Rahul Gandhi that this is a red line and you better not cross it? Alisha.
Well, that is also when a statement that has even been seen from Eknath Shinde as well, because they were clearly mentioning that this is a government that they have formed in the state of Maharashtra is something unnatural. The Congress has been continuously giving it, and they've been abusing Veer Savarkar, or they've been talking many things against Veer Savarkar, and that is when the Uddhav Thackeray have also given a clarification when it comes to the question that was asked by Bharatiya Janata Party over the Hindutva of Uddhav Thackeray. But this statement this time from Rahul Gandhi, this really could have made a force Uddhav Thackeray to come forward and give a strict statement over it, because it's a decision that now Uddhav Thackeray has to take. And the sources, the top sources have also clearly indicated that...
Alisha, apologies. I'm just going to come back to you again. I'm told that Sachin Ahir, who represents the Uddhav faction, he's also joining us right now. Sachin ji, good evening. Can you hear us?
Yeah, good evening. Tell me. Yeah, I can hear you very clearly.
Yes. So Sachin ji, tell me something. Rahul Gandhi has put out a statement on Veer Savarkar. Uddhav Thackeray has made his mind clear. He said, I do not agree with this. I condemn this. So why do you still want to do business with Rahul Gandhi? Are you deciding now to walk out of the alliance?
I think we should not go with the speculation, and there's already a press proposed at 5 o'clock to what we have to say on this issue. And I think the Honorable Uddhavji has already made it clear yesterday also. We disagree with his statement, whatever he has said. And I guess more elaborately he'll be speaking in the press. So before that, I guess it will be too early to give our views on it.
But Sachin ji, a statement is not good enough, na sir? People will ask you, what is your ideology? Or are you so scared that, you cannot operate without a Congress, without a Rahul Gandhi? Is that what you're trying to tell us? That, for you right now, what matters more is your position. This is a test. This is a test for Uddhav Thackeray, is what the BJP says.
Out of the power, we are not in power. We are not there having any greed out there where you can, speculation can be made, elaborated, and what you're trying to put me a question on that. Would have been discussed if we would have been still in the power in the alliance. We are now out of power. Our alliance is this, which we have made it very much clearly, and I guess yesterday Uddhavji made it very clear, and he only said who are the people who are asking, who have still gone with PDF, PDP and all, and they are asking us.
No. Sachin ji.
And where, let me come.
Politics aside, Sachin ji, politics aside, Shiv Sena, sir, for the longest time has been the votary. You've been saying that Veer Savarkar deserves a Bharat Ratna. It's that same Veer Savarkar that has been derided by Rahul Gandhi. So somewhere you will have to take a stand. Your old constituency is also looking at you. Whatever is left of that, after the split in the Shiv Sena, there is the BMC elections around the corner.
I guess you should not be worried about it, and we are very much concerned with our voters and what stand we have taken. And guess Honorable Uddhavji will make it clear at 5 o'clock.
Okay, Sachin ji, why don't you hold the phone line? And I request you to please hold it, not disconnect, sir, because this is a very, very important story that's breaking on Republic right now. Praveen Darekar, also of the BJP, is with us. It's already about 4:51. We are given to understand in the next 10 minutes. Sachin ji, in the next 10 minutes, the Shiv Sena is putting out a statement. We are hearing that Aditya Thackeray is going to be briefing. And before I come to you, Praveen ji, Sachin ji, is Aditya Thackeray going to be addressing the press at 5? Okay, I think we just lost that phone line with Sachin Ahir. We'll reconnect with him. But Praveen ji, tell me something. Is this a test for Uddhav Thackeray? Or, they can just condemn this and get away with this? I mean, you run with the hare, you hunt with the hound, everything is fine in politics.
राजनीति में तो कुछ भी हो सकता है, लेकिन अगर उद्धव जी ठाकरे ये भूमिका ले तो देर है दुरुस्त है, ऐसा ही इसी के बारे में कहा जा सकता है। लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि आज उद्धव
नहीं प्रवीण जी, वो तो कहते हैं कि अलायंस से बाहर क्यों निकलेंगे। वो कहते हैं हमने कंडेम कर दिया, हमने स्टेटमेंट दे दिया, और जरूरी नहीं कि एक अलायंस में सारे पार्टनर्स एक दूसरे से अग्री करें।
मुझे लगा आपके कोई बंदे ने मुझे बताया कि ऐसा उद्धव जी ठाकरे, इसलिए मैं ऐसा स्टेटमेंट किया। तो इसका मतलब यही है जो मैं बोलना चाहता हूँ कि वो सत्ता के लिए जो अपनी विचारधारा छोड़ दी थी, अभी तो उनकी पार्टी की हालत बहुत ही खराब है और इसी वक्त एक दूसरे को पकड़ के चलना, ये तीनों पार्टी की मविया के आज मजबूरन हो गई है परिस्थिति। तो उनको आचार विचार सब छोड़ के भारतीय जनता पार्टी को अगर टक्कर देना है तो हमें सब चीजें भूल के इकट्ठा होना, इसके अलावा उनके साथ दूसरा अल्टरनेट नहीं है। इसलिए दोनों भी तरफ से विन विन सिचुएशन करने का उद्धव जी का प्रयास है। जो हिंदुत्ववादी लोग हैं, सावरकर की विचारधारा के लोग हैं, उनको बताना कि बाबा मैं राहुल जी के स्टेटमेंट से सहमत नहीं, तथापि मैं इन लोग के साथ है। मतलब लोगों को समझता है ना कि इसके असलियत में मन में तो बाला साहब ठाकरे का स्टेट भूमिका लेते थे, लेकिन दुर्भाग्य की बात है कि उद्धव जी ठाकरे वो ले नहीं सकते।
देखते हैं प्रवीण जी, देखते हैं क्या वो निर्णय होगा। विल उद्धव ठाकरे बी brave enough to walk out of the alliance and show Rahul Gandhi his true place, is what the BJP says. Praveen ji, Sachin ji, for the moment I thank you. Also I'm thanking Alicia very quickly, who has broken that story first on Republic. And do remember, we are just about a few minutes away from that big briefing expected very, very shortly. We are told Aditya Thackeray himself will be taking that briefing, the same Aditya Thackeray who walked with Rahul Gandhi in the Bharat Jodo Yatra. On the other side of this quick break, we also have lots lined up as far as the investigations into the Shraddha murder case are concerned. There are more explosive chats. You see some of those chats on your screen. What do these chats say? What do they mean about the relationship between the two? The full story on the other side.
This is the poster war which is on in the national capital. Yesterday also we have seen the same, and this is not the first time. Like just before the MCD election, now it is on the daily basis when Bharatiya Janata Party, the Delhi unit of Bharatiya Janata Party, is coming out with the posters, and this is the poster war which is going on. And today, if we talk about the latest, this is about the money heist, the poster which has been put by Bharatiya Janata Party on the Twitter handle, and they are calling them professors of corruption. Yesterday, let me remind you, this was like including all the top brasses of the Aam Aadmi Party. This was put in that these are thugs of Delhi, comparing it from the real life to the real life. Today, this is again a poster in which the top brasses, including Manish Sisodia, Satyen Jain, Arvind Kejriwal himself, all could be clearly seen in that poster. And this is the money heist in Delhi poster by BJP Delhi.
Director General of the National Investigative Agency, Dinkar Gupta, at the NMFT conference spoke about the change in India's security scenario after the centre adopted a zero-tolerance policy to terrorism, says it brought change in India's security scenario.
The NMFT process is ministerial. FATF is not ministerial, it's largely official and it's membership based. NMFT, the number of countries participating at the ministerial level is increasing by the year. In our conference, I think it's terrorism related.
From Nagpur, where BJP is staging a protest after Kamal Nath had cut a temple-shaped cake with Hanuman's portrait.
Vacuum cleaner that was found at Aftab's residence allegedly used vacuum cleaner to remove the blood stains in the house. The JM
Welcome back. You're with us here on Republic, and our focus is on the real test for Uddhav Thackeray. Is power more important? Is the alliance with Rahul Gandhi right now more important, or the ideology? That is the test for Rahul Gandhi and also for Uddhav Thackeray. Remember, Rahul Gandhi says, I will continue to berate Veer Savarkar. But what about Uddhav Thackeray? Republic broke the story of how Aditya Thackeray is holding a briefing in the next few minutes. On the other side of this very quick break, Republic is on top of that story. Don't go anywhere.
The third No Money for Terror Ministerial Conference on Counter-Terrorism was held in New Delhi. PM Modi as well as Union Home Minister Amit Shah addressed the conference, sharing their perspective on global terror and India's stand on the same. Prime Minister Modi addressed global terrorism in the country, speaking about how certain countries supported terrorism with the source of terror funding being organized crime.
Our country faced the horrors of terror long before the world took serious note of it. Over the decades, terrorism in different names and forms tried to hurt India.
This is the poster war which is on in the national capital. Yesterday also we have seen the same, and this is not the first time. Just before the MCD election, now it is on the daily basis when Bharatiya Janata Party, the Delhi unit of Bharatiya Janata Party, is coming out with the posters, and this is the poster war which is going on. And today, if we talk about the latest, this is about the money heist, the poster which has been put by Bharatiya Janata Party on the Twitter handle, and they are calling them professors of corruption. Yesterday, let me remind you, this was including all the top brasses of the Aam Aadmi Party, this was put in that these are thugs of Delhi, comparing it from the real life to the real life. Today, this is again a poster in which the top brasses, including Manish Sisodia, Satya.
Rahul Gandhi scores another disaster for Congress. Massive fallout of Rahul Savarkar comments. In a pace saver, cornered Uddhav group set to quit UPA alliance. Press conference expected shortly. Big mystery over Shraddha murder. Republic accesses pictures and reports that expose torture. Killer Aftab now tries to peddle mentally ill theory. He says he is a drug addict. More explosive chats emerged. Shraddha confides in her ex-manager, says she was beaten up. Mega BJP versus TRS political face-off in Telangana. TRS protest turns violent. BJP MP's residence vandalized. Very good afternoon and thank you for staying tuned. You're watching the news at 5 p.m. I'm Suesha Saman joining you live on the broadcast, and the breaking inputs that are just coming in of Home Minister Amit Shah raising the issue of attack on Hindus and how temples were vandalized in Bangladesh. This was in a bilateral meet with the Bangladesh Home Minister. He went on to say that India will not accept any sort of attacks on Hindus or temples in Bangladesh, and that the Bangladeshi government should act immediately. Executive Editor Politics Aishwarya Kapoor with us on the phone line. Aishwarya, give us details of what Amit Shah has said to the Bangladesh Home Minister. Aishwarya, not too sure if you can hear me, but Amit Shah raising the attacks on Hindus and how temples were vandalized in Bangladesh, making it very clear that India will not tolerate this, and most importantly, the Bangladesh government that must come down heavily on such incidents. All right, not too sure if that line is connected. We'll try and reconnect that line with Aishwarya Kapoor. But remember, this is a very strong message going on from India to Bangladesh when it comes to the recent incidents that had come to light of attacks on Hindus and how temples were vandalized. These incidents that had completely gone out of hand, and most importantly, Home Minister Amit Shah saying that India will not accept this. Also saying that the Bangladesh government must come down heavily on such incidents. Aishwarya, I believe, is back with us on the phone line. Aishwarya, details of what Amit Shah has said.
Well, absolutely, Swesha. At this point of time, we are being told that in a bilateral meeting alongside the conference, Indian Home Minister Amit Shah has made it amply clear to his Bangladeshi counterpart that India cannot accept under any circumstance the attacks on Hindus and also their religious spots, the temples in Bangladesh, which we've seen that the attacks have increased by many folds in the last year and then around 13 to 14 months. And it has been clearly communicated in this bilateral meet that if any assistance
is required, India is ready to provide to Bangladesh, but under no circumstance can India be in a wait and watch mode and see attacks on Hindus and then temples being rampantly and openly taking place in Bangladesh. And it was a bilateral meeting in which the Indian Home Minister has not only raised his concern but has also offered his assistance that in any capacity, if the Bangladeshi counterpart and if the Bangladeshi government feels that if the Indian government can help them to prevent this from happening, they are more than happy to do so. But they cannot allow, and they have urged the Bangladeshi Home Minister and the Bangladeshi government that this cannot be allowed. Under any circumstance, we've seen in the last 13 to 14 months, more than 50 such attacks on Hindu temples have taken place in Bangladesh itself and in different regions. And hence, in this bilateral meet, Home Minister Amit Shah has made it amply clear to his Bangladeshi counterpart. Back to you, Swesha.
Absolutely, Aishwarya, they're getting us details of what the Home Minister has said in Bangladesh. But Aishwarya, we continue our focus on this because this is coming very, very importantly after the incidents that had broken out in Bangladesh of the attacks on Hindus and how temples were vandalized, and most importantly, intent of the government when it comes to Hindutva or saving the integrity of Hindus. So, Home Minister Amit Shah putting out that message very, very clearly,
on minorities in Bangladesh.
There, and important to now see how Bangladesh will react.
Well, absolutely. Attacks on ethnic minorities in Bangladesh, and to be very specific on Hindus and temples, is something which has been raised earlier as well. But it has been raised in an unequivocal way this time around in this bilateral between the Indian Home Minister and then his Bangladeshi counterpart, because a steep increase, Swesha, in the attacks on temples, that is religious places of the minorities in Bangladesh, and keeping in mind that the Bangladeshi president, the head of state in Bangladesh, had promised to the Indian government in her last visit, which was just few months prior, that action is going to be taken. But even after that, there have been series of attacks. Hence, this time around, India has not only raised the concern, but has also urged that strictest possible action should be taken, and that too immediately. And plus the Indian government has said that if at all the Bangladeshi government feels that they require any kind of assistance, whether on input, whether on ground, wherever, however, the government of India will be more than happy to assist, but this needs to cease. The attacks on Hindus and then temples need to cease in Bangladesh, and that government of India has made it clear unequivocally, stating that this cannot be allowed. And hence, in this bilateral meet, the Home Minister has stated that whatever is required, you do. But you stop these attacks on temples and then on minorities in Bangladesh. Swesha.
All right, Aishwarya, many thanks for getting us these details. And of course, we continue to track the story very closely. For the moment, we move on. And yes, the big story dominating the headlines at this hour is the disaster that has struck Rahul Gandhi yet again. It is a massive fallout of Rahul Gandhi's Savarkar comment. While we see how the BJP is hitting back at Rahul Gandhi, it is Uddhav Thackeray now that is set to take a very, very concrete decision. Details we are picking up of how the Uddhav group could well walk out of the Congress alliance, and a big political press conference that is expected to happen any time now where this announcement could be made. Remember, Uddhav Thackeray had made it amply clear after this big fiasco that had broken out that they do not agree with Rahul Gandhi and what Rahul Gandhi has said about Veer Savarkar, because he said that we respect Veer Savarkar, but at the same time, do not question us. Of course, in turn, there was a political attack on the BJP, but most importantly, the Uddhav faction making its position amply clear on the Savarkar controversy that was stoked by Rahul Gandhi, where Uddhav Thackeray has said that we do not agree with Rahul Gandhi. The BJP also hitting out at Rahul Gandhi, saying that he clearly does not know history properly and he is meddling with that narrative because it was his very grandmother who had called Veer Savarkar a remarkable son of India, and she had also printed his postage during her reign. So most importantly, it is Rahul Gandhi who was mistaken with the facts, and now Uddhav Thackeray not just disagreeing with Rahul Gandhi, but to take a very, very concrete decision on walking out of the Mahavikas Aghadi alliance. This could have serious consequences when it comes to another alliance with the Congress party breaking away. We have a reaction coming in to this effect. Let's listen in.
थे अफजल हम शर्मिंदा हैं तेरे कातिल जिंदा है। लगे थे कि नहीं लगे थे? लगे थे कि नहीं लगे थे? ये अफजल कौन है? ये अफजल वो है जिसने पार्लियामेंट के अटैक का मास्टरमाइंड था। भारत के पार्लियामेंट पर जो अटैक हुआ था उसका मास्टरमाइंड था। और कातिल कौन हो गया? सुप्रीम कोर्ट का जज जिसने फांसी सुनाई थी। कातिल कौन हो गया? प्रणब मुखर्जी, भारत का राष्ट्रपति, जिसने उस जजमेंट को अफेंड किया था। और हमारे राहुल जी दूसरे दिन जेएनयू में चले गए। मत घबराओ, कंधे से कंधा मिला के हम तुम्हारे साथ हैं। वहां क्या नारे लगे? भारत के होंगे टुकड़े टुकड़े, इंशाअल्लाह इंशाअल्लाह। ये जो टुकड़े टुकड़े गैंग के साथ खड़े होते हैं, ये आजकल जोड़ने निकले। कल जो उन्होंने वीर सावरकर पर बयान दिया है, वीर सावरकर जिसका नाम के आगे वीर लगा है, जो स्वतंत्रता सेनानी हमारे राष्ट्र पुरुष रहे, उनके बारे में इस तरीके का बयान देना, ये बताता है कि वो भारत को जोड़ने के लिए नहीं, तोड़ने के लिए। और मैं तो उनको कहता हूं, आप पहले पार्टी जोड़ लो, फिर उसके बाद देश जोड़ना।
All right, so that was the statement by BJP President JP Nadda, who's hit out at the Congress yet again, saying that the Congress can only break India. This is coming at a time when Rahul Gandhi has stoked a huge controversy after what he said on Veer Savarkar, calling him a traitor. But the BJP Uddhav Thackeray faction coming down heavily against Rahul Gandhi on not just the fact that he's heavily misinformed, but they also say that he has hurt the sentiments once again. Rahul Gandhi, who had spoken on Veer Savarkar's mercy petitions to the British at a function in Maharashtra during the Bharat Jodo Yatra, that has landed him in huge trouble. So much so that now we may just see a breakup of the Mahavikas Aghadi, where the Uddhav faction could well walk out of this alliance. Rahul Gandhi stuck to his criticism of Veer Savarkar, and now we not just see protests, but also the BJP coming down heavily on Rahul Gandhi, saying that it is the Congress only talking about breaking India, and also questioning when it came to Veer Savarkar on whether Congress leaders have actually suffered the way Veer Savarkar did. He was in the cellular jail for 11 years, whether any of the Congress leaders went through all of that. And Indira Gandhi had immense respect for Veer Savarkar. But Rahul Gandhi is not just thoroughly misinformed, he's also going against his grandmother, and he must come out clearly now on whether he is right or his grandmother is right. Rahul Gandhi, who made this statement during the Bharat Jodo Yatra, that has now landed him in serious consequences. Uddhav faction in all probability to break this alliance with the Mahavikas Aghadi and the BJP in a full frontal attack on Rahul Gandhi and the Congress party, saying that the Congress can only think of breaking India. Let's listen into that statement by BJP National President JP Nadda once again.
ये जो टुकड़े टुकड़े गैंग के साथ खड़े होते हैं, ये आजकल जोड़ने निकले। कल जो उन्होंने वीर सावरकर पर बयान दिया है, वीर सावरकर जिसका नाम के आगे वीर लगा है, जो स्वतंत्रता सेनानी हमारे राष्ट्र पुरुष रहे, उनके बारे में इस तरीके का बयान देना, ये बताता है कि वो भारत को जोड़ने के लिए नहीं, तोड़ने के लिए। और मैं तो उनको कहता हूं, आप पहले पार्टी जोड़ लो, फिर उसके बाद देश जोड़ना।
And these are the words echoing from the BJP as they go on to attack Rahul Gandhi. Mincing no words there. It is a full frontal attack of the BJP against the Congress when they say that it is the Congress that only talks about breaking India. This is also after Rahul Gandhi made that statement against Veer Savarkar, where he went on to criticize him over mercy petitions to the British during the freedom struggle, and how Veer Savarkar had addressed the Britishers. Rahul Gandhi going on to term him as a traitor who had not been with his partners in the freedom struggle. But this has led to a lot of criticism, where we've also seen how protests were staged against Rahul Gandhi. His effigies were burnt. The BJP going on to question Rahul Gandhi on whether he knows history correctly, on the narrative that he's peddling, and most importantly, what the facts are that Rahul Gandhi must be informed about. Rahul Gandhi also being questioned on where he stands, because it was his grandmother who was completely for Veer Savarkar, an admirer of Veer Savarkar, who spoke well of Veer Savarkar and called him the son of India. But he is not even going by what his grandmother says. So who does he think is right, him or his grandmother, is what the BJP has said. And this, of course, has political repercussions too, because there could be a news conference very, very shortly that will be fronted by the Uddhav faction, where the Uddhav faction could well announce the decision of walking out of the Mahavikas Aghadi, as they are now upset about how Rahul Gandhi has spoken against Veer Savarkar. A statement that also came from Uddhav Thackeray, saying that we do not agree with Rahul Gandhi, we have respect for Veer Savarkar, and we are against Rahul Gandhi on what he has said. And this is the latest tweet that is coming in from Guru Murthy on Rahul Gandhi. A tweet that has come in. Rhythm is joining us with that tweet on the screen. Rhythm, take us through the details of what the tweet reads.
You know, I think it's one of the most... I've never seen Rahul Gandhi chastised in this manner the way he has by Mr. Guru Murthy. And Mr. Guru Murthy calls a spade a spade. It's another thing to play politics, but it's absolutely another thing to actually do this to our freedom fighters. This tweet, and he's actually in a very I've never seen Mr. Guru Murthy's tweets go on a thread like this, unless there is an actual level of indignation and genuine sentiment, emotional hurt because of the way Rahul Gandhi has spoken out. He starts off today by saying, Mr. Rahul, have you ever gone to Kala Pani? Savarkar was not in jail. He was in a solitary cell lodged for 50 years. Yes, 50 years. He was 27 then. He was no peaceful satyagrahi. He was a revolutionary. His icon was Shivaji, not Gandhiji. His rules are strategic, not legal rules. I also believe that Mr. Guru Murthy, the editor of Tughlaq, is talking from a place of actually understanding what Veer Savarkar was. And this is not just a figment of an imagination of a Congress leader who's not even read the basic historic facts. They say, he says, you know nothing about revolutionaries. Their goal was to win. They couldn't care less for the means. Savarkar cheated the British many times. The terrified British sent him to the Andamans never to return. And the central jail which he's talking about, viewers, in the Andamans in Port Blair is one of the most shocking examples of how people were treated, dehumanized and left to die. Mr. Gurumurthy continues to say his goal was not to be in jail to secure a certificate to become an MP or a minister or prime minister after freedom. People like him never thought of positions of power. This is something that the Congress party here that is trying to malign the image of our freedom fighter completely needs to understand. He would do like Chhatrapati Shivaji did to escape and fight. And then I think the last two tweets, the most crucial, he says, you know nothing about Shivaji, you know nothing about Savarkar. You are so mean. And I appreciate the simpleness of the word mean and the kind of gravitas it carries here. He says, you are so mean to talk about a man who gave his all to the nation and not travel 247 times out of India in 4 years for holidays to enjoy life. He also goes on to say, for the illiterate about Savarkar who asked what he did after release, he was not released. He was in a solitary cell. Savarkar was in a solitary cell for 10 years. He was kept in the Ratnagiri jail for 3 more years. No freedom fighter has ever been so long in jail. He wrote prolifically during his jail time when he was out of Andamans. That was his purpose. He was an unparalleled great. He was not a believing Hindu, he was a patriot. I have differences with him, but he says, I have qualifications to even comment on his greatness. And I think the most important words for Congress leader Rahul Gandhi, 2 words with which Mr. Gurumurthy ends his words, Rahul, read. I think a lot of us who are feeling similar sense of indignation, one needs to understand where Mr. Gurumurthy is coming from. They talk about how he was arrested. He was sent to cellular jail in Andaman and Nicobar Islands in 1911. He spent years in jail, was subject to terrible torture after which he wrote certain letters. He served punishment of 10 years. And under this order, many people were released from cellular jail as a gift in 1919, but he was not released. Mahatma Gandhi then said to his brother and suggested that you give certain mercy, please. He remained in jail for a total time of 15 years, out of which 10 was spent in Kala Pani. A freedom fighter who spent 28 years of his life in such terrible situation for the freedom of the country, how can his patriotism be even questioned here is the thing that Mr. Gurumurthy is trying to say here. And even as I'm going to go on with this, I'm going to tell you once again what Mr. Gurumurthy has said, because I think a lot of it is also for an understanding of the youth today to understand that an icon of Hindutva and an icon who fought for the freedom of the country needs to be ensured that his name is not maligned today. Especially, like he said, he's not someone looking for certain words. He is someone who's only doing this he did this for the love of the country. I once again, before I hand it back to you, want to go across to this attack, a thread fact that Mr. Gurumurthy has put out, and I've never seen him being, so openly assertive and attacking Rahul Gandhi for his words here.
Right.
He also chastises him by saying, Rahul, read, it is time. Before words are spewed on our leaders, these people learn to read about our history and our freedom fighters.
Yes. Absolutely, Rhythm, and back-to-back reactions that have been coming in on this. Devendra Fadnavis, Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra, has also put out a tweet to this effect, as a lot of anger is mounting against Rahul Gandhi on this very statement, this controversy that he has stoked. Devendra Fadnavis has written, now just read what former Prime Minister of India, Mrs. Indira Gandhi, your grandmother, has said about Swatantra Veer Savarkar ji. He calls Veer Savarkar ji the pillar of freedom movement and the forever remembered son of India. The question arises, by repeatedly giving such statements about Veer Savarkar, are you worried about your vote bank? This is what has been written by Devendra Fadnavis in the latest tweet. He's also written, Rahul ji, yesterday you asked me to read the last lines of a letter. Come on now, let me read some documents to you today. Have you read this letter of our respected Mahatma Gandhi? Does it have the same last lines you wanted me to read? This is the latest tweet, or rather a string of tweets coming in from Devendra Fadnavis, Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra, who has gone on to question Rahul Gandhi on the statement that he made on Veer Savarkar. That has evoked a lot of anger, and Devendra Fadnavis has countered him by putting out the letter and questioning him on the letter of Mahatma Gandhi, questioning him on Indira Gandhi and what she said about Veer Savarkar, as she called him the pillar of freedom movement and the forever remembered son of India. Last but not the least, Devendra Fadnavis has also questioned Rahul Gandhi and said that is he giving these statements repeatedly about Veer Savarkar because he's worried about his vote bank. So like you see, Rahul Gandhi has landed himself in huge trouble by making this statement that he made during the Bharat Jodo Yatra in Maharashtra, where he has questioned the integrity of Veer Savarkar, and he's been received with very, very negative comments that are coming in as the BJP in a full frontal attack. And we heard from JP Nadda, who went on to say that it is the Congress that is trying to break India. Not just the BJP, but even the Uddhav faction, Uddhav Thackeray, who is in an alliance with the Mahavakas Aghadi, is also now considering walking out of that alliance, as he says, we do not agree with Rahul Gandhi. We respect Veer Savarkar. Let's listen into that statement and how this controversy started, or what Rahul Gandhi said against Veer Savarkar.
ये देखिए, ये मेरे लिए सबसे जरूरी डॉक्यूमेंट है। ये देखा आपने? दिख रहा है आपको? और इसमें आप देख लीजिए, ये सावरकर जी की चिट्ठी है जिसमें उन्होंने अंग्रेजों को लिखा है, और मैं पूरी चिट्ठी आपको पढ़नी होगी, देख लीजिए, मैंने हाईलाइट भी कर रखी है, मगर मैं सिर्फ आखिरी लाइन पढ़ना चाहता हूं। अंग्रेजी में लिखी है तो मैं अंग्रेजी में बोल देता हूं। आई बेग टू रिमेन, सर, योर मोस्ट ओबीडियंट सर्वेंट, वी.डी. सावरकर। हिंदी में ट्रांसलेशन कर देता हूं, सर, मैं आपका नौकर रहना चाहता हूं। ये मैंने नहीं लिखा, ये सावरकर जी ने लिखा है। तो इसको आप पढ़ लीजिए, देख लीजिए। अगर फडणवीस जी देखना चाहते हैं इसको, वो भी देख लें। तो मैं तो इसमें बहुत क्लियर हूं, सावरकर जी ने अंग्रेजों की मदद की थी।
And I also want to bring in my colleague Deepthi, who's joining us from the newsroom. Deepthi, this very statement by Rahul Gandhi that has landed him in huge trouble, and leaders across who are not only in complete disagreement but also heard on the very fact that Rahul Gandhi is misleading the people of the country. He does not have his facts right on Veer Savarkar, and he is also now speaking against the position that Indira Gandhi had taken on Veer Savarkar, and they're asking him whether he agrees with his grandmother on this.
And you know, Suesha, we shouldn't be surprised because a lot of this has actually been in public domain. It's a part of archives. All this is something that is well documented. You know, the Indira Gandhi letter that Devendra Fadnavis has quoted, we've heard a number of BJP spokespersons also quoting that. So clearly, Rahul Gandhi has a lot to explain when it comes to the entire story. It's close to about 5:26. I'm wondering, where is Aditya Thackeray? Why is he taking so long to react on a story like this? A story that has the potential to become the biggest political controversy of the day. It's already become one. Because look at the kind of reactions you're getting from across political quarters. And because we mentioned about, Devendra Fadnavis, he's put out this letter and he says, and I'm reading this for the benefit of our viewers, he says, and I quote him now, राहुल जी, कल आपने मुझे एक पत्र की अंतिम पंक्तियां पढ़ने को कहा था। चलो अब कुछ दस्तावेज आज मैं आपको पढ़ने के लिए देता हूं। हम सब के आदरणीय महात्मा गांधी जी का ये पत्र आपने पढ़ा। ही इज आस्किंग हिम दैट क्वेश्चन। क्या वैसी ही अंतिम पंक्तियां इसमें मौजूद हैं जो आप मुझे पढ़वाना चाहते थे? एंड दिस इज एग्जैक्टली व्हाट रिपब्लिक हैड ब्रोकन अ लिटिल व्हाइल अर्लियर. And in fact, I'll request our producers to put out that entire letter of a Veer Savarkar that Rahul Gandhi used and the letter of Mahatma Gandhi. That is there on our screens. You see that. This is exactly what Devendra Fadnavis has tweeted. He goes on to then say, अब जरा भारत की पूर्व प्रधानमंत्री श्रीमती इंदिरा गांधी यानी कि आपकी दादी, इन्होंने जो वीर सावरकर जी के बारे में क्या कहा था वो भी जरा पढ़ लीजिए. This again, as I said, Suesha, is no surprise because this is a part of the archives. This is something well documented. This is something that has been in the public domain for some time now. So the BJP is asking Rahul Gandhi, do you agree what Indira Gandhi, your late grandmother, had said about Veer Savarkar, or you do not, or you hold another position? Then he goes on to say कि इस पत्र में वीर सावरकर जी को स्वतंत्रता आंदोलन का और भारत का सदा याद रहने वाला सुपुत्र कहती हैं. And I'm just reading that letter because I have it, here on my phone, and we'll just try to put that out also on our screens. It says it's dated May the 20th, 1980. It says, I have received your letter of 8th May 1980. Veer Savarkar's daring defiance of the British government has its own important place in the annals of our freedom movement. You see that letter that has been actually just put out by Devendra Fadnavis, the Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra. And this letter goes on to say, I wish success to the plans to celebrate the birth centenary of this remarkable son of India. So, contrast this with the position that Rahul Gandhi is taking. And as I said, Suesha, important to underscore here that many within the Congress party are a little, uneasy with this kind of a position, this kind of an utterance, these kind of words that have been used by Rahul Gandhi vis-a-vis Veer Savarkar. Not very long ago, if you remember very clearly, Abhishek Manu Singhvi, a senior Congress neta, a noted lawyer, had actually called Veer Savarkar a nationalist. So does this mean that what he said then was wrong, or is the official position of the Congress party only and only what Rahul Gandhi has now taken? And many are asking, why has he said this in Maharashtra? The place of V.D. Savarkar, the place of V.D. Savarkar, why has he said something like this in the state of Maharashtra? And what does this mean for the relationship between the Congress, Suesha, the NCP and the Shiv Sena? Now, the NCP till now has been muted, but the Shiv Sena has reacted. But what has it said? The Shiv Sena has just said, we condemn this remark. We do not agree with what Rahul Gandhi has said. Ever since the story broke yesterday, we've seen multiple attempts by the Shiv Sena to downplay this, to try and say, listen, this is not our position. When you're in an alliance, you can have different position on different issues. Right. But the point is, Suesha, we must never forget that this is the same Shiv Sena that has been singing paeans of Veer Savarkar forever. It's been trying to prove that as in the Shiv Sena is the bigger Hindutva party than even the BJP demanding a Bharat Ratna. So why today's Aditya Thackeray, why today's an Uddhav Thackeray still wanting to do business with Rahul Gandhi, who has such thoughts about Veer Savarkar?
And Deepthi, we hear that they could be holding a news conference very, very shortly. They could be making an announcement on walking away from this alliance. We'll know for a fact only when that happens. But in the meantime, we have a lot of reactions coming in from the BJP on this. Let's listen in.
टुकड़े टुकड़े गैंग के साथ भारत जोड़ो यात्रा करने वाले राहुल गांधी जी, सवाल ये खड़ा होता है कि आप कभी हिंदू आतंकवाद की बात करते थे, कभी भारत के टुकड़े टुकड़े करने वालों के साथ जवाहरलाल नेहरू विश्वविद्यालय में खड़े नजर आते थे। सावरकर, वीर सावरकर के ऊपर आप प्रश्न चिन्ह खड़ा करते हो। ये कांग्रेस की मानसिकता है जो एक परिवार से आगे बढ़कर ना देख पाई है ना देख पाएगी।
वो देश का विरोधी है, हिंदू संस्कृति का वो विरोधी है, वो भारत का विरोधी है। इसीलिए हम यही बताना चाहता हूं कि राहुल जी, आपने जो बात बोला, देश आपका ऊपर प्रतिशोध लेगा।
और खुद इंदिरा गांधी जी ने जिस प्रकार से महिमा मंडन करते हुए वीर सावरकर जी की स्तुति में चिट्ठी लिखी थी, वह भी आज भारत के आर्काइव में मौजूद है। कौन बड़ा नेता है? गांधी परिवार बताए, इंदिरा गांधी सच बोल रही थी या ये राहुल गांधी सच बोल रहे हैं? इंदिरा गांधी जी ने कहा वीर सावरकर एक सपूत थे हिंदुस्तान के, एक बहुत बड़े योद्धा थे जिन्होंने अंग्रेजों के खिलाफ युद्ध लड़ा। देखिए, जहां तक ये गांधी परिवार का सवाल है, ये गांधी परिवार को लगता है केवल और केवल उनके परिवार के सदस्य ही स्वतंत्रता संग्रामी थे, उन्हीं के परिवार के सदस्य जेल गए, उन्हीं के परिवार के सदस्य ही भारतवर्ष हैं, उनके परिवार से बाहर भारतवर्ष का कोई अर्थ नहीं है। और तभी आप देखिए, सुभाष चंद्र बोस जी हो या फिर सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल हो, रह रहकर इस परिवार ने महान विभूतियों का जिस प्रकार से अपमान किया है, उनका तिरस्कार किया है, आज नतीजा है कि कांग्रेस साफ हो रही है। और राहुल जी अपने इस यात्रा का नाम तो भारत जोड़ो दे रहे हैं, मगर काम केवल भारत जलाने का और भारत को तोड़ने का है। आज भी देखिए, भारत के मानचित्र पर जिस प्रकार से धू धू करके आग लगाया गया है कांग्रेस पार्टी द्वारा, क्या ये भारत की परिकल्पना इनकी यही है कि भारत के मानचित्र पे आग लगाना? बार बार राहुल गांधी कहते रहे हैं, पहले भी कहते रहे हैं कि आग लगेगा, आग लगेगा। तो ये मानसिकता भारत जोड़ो वाले नहीं है, ये मानसिकता भारत तोड़ो वाले हैं। और जिस प्रकार के अशोभनीय भाषा का प्रयोग राहुल गांधी जी ने वीर सावरकर के लिए किया है, प्रत्येक भारतवर्षी जो है वो क्षुब्ध है, प्रत्येक महाराष्ट्र का निवासी क्षुब्ध है। राहुल गांधी को क्षमा याचना करनी चाहिए।
Deepti, I want to come back to you because I'm being told that the news conference is set to begin very, very shortly by the Uddhav faction any time now, literally within a few minutes, that Uddhav Thackeray and Aditya Thackeray will take center stage. The big question being, will they make that announcement? Will they say that they are walking out of the Mahavikas Aghadi alliance and they are not be with the Congress anymore? This will also mean, Deepti, that the whole idea of not sticking by their ideology, allying with the Congress in the first place, has been a very, very wrong political decision. And while it will not fare well for the Uddhav faction, but given that the position that they are in, it will eventually lead to that.
Oh yes, that is why I think it's a catch-22 situation right now for Uddhav Thackeray, and that is why perhaps he's taking so long to react. I mean, just think of this. Veer Savarkar has been hailed time and again by the Shiv Sena. They've gone to the extent to say, we demand a Bharat Ratna for Veer Savarkar. If that is one position today, how can you sit and not react when you have Rahul Gandhi alluding to Veer Savarkar as a traitor, to someone who is working to appease the Britishers? That is the tightrope walk today for the Shiv Sena Uddhav faction. And we must remember that why the story is important, because you know, this is coming bang in the middle of this Gujarat elections that is just round the corner. The story will have ramifications there, mind you. The other important fact, Suesha, we must not forget, the all important BMC elections are also round the corner in the state of Maharashtra. This again has been a den for the Shiv Sena. It's a test at multiple levels that after the split in the Shiv Sena, will it be able to still retain that control of the municipal body, the richest municipal body in the country? Will they do that? Because the BJP on the other side has lots of ammunition today. And look at who they are quoting. They are quoting Indira Gandhi. So it's becoming an Indira Gandhi versus a Rahul Gandhi. And where does the Congress party today stand? What is the Congress's own line? This is where the real problem for Uddhav Thackeray begins. And you know, when we are reporting this story, I'm reminded of that picture of Aditya Thackeray with Rahul Gandhi walking hand in hand. Also that, you know, famous hug between the two. So is the Shiv Sena under Uddhav Thackeray willing to go for a generational change minus his ideology? Is that the position that Uddhav Thackeray will now take? This is a test for Uddhav Thackeray. It's close to already about 5:36 p.m. and this is a story that Republic broke at least 60 minutes ago. You know, a lot of reactions have continued to come into our newsroom, Suesha, but I still want to see what will the Shiv Sena do. Will they stop short on walking out of the alliance? Will they only come forward to say, listen, we condemn this, we distance ourselves, something that most political parties believe is an easy way out? Or will they actually today say that we do not agree with Rahul's position, our position now, you know, is very difficult in the alliance, and we walk out? And a clear reminder of the fact why again and again you have different alliance parties of the Congress finding it difficult to do business with the Congress, because Rahul Gandhi now, I think, is very clear in what he's thinking. There is a clear message going out to the allies, Suesha, that this is how I think. You better agree with me or you walk out.
And not just that, Deepthi, if the Uddhav faction actually lands up taking that decision of walking out of this alliance, then this will also bring in a clearer political position that they will take when it comes to their ideology, because that is the very basis of why they are being questioned and why they've had to walk out of power. So we'll try and see if we can cut across to that news conference and what is announced on that front. But Rahul Gandhi, in the midst of a massive controversy over this very statement that he's made against Veer Savarkar, we've seen protests happening across the country. His effigies have been burned. BJP going hammer and tongs, questioning Rahul Gandhi on how he's got his facts wrong and he should not mislead the country. Most importantly, the very fact that Indira Gandhi was always in support of Veer Savarkar. She called him a remarkable son of India. And today, when Rahul Gandhi has made such a controversial statement on Veer Savarkar, does he stand by Indira Gandhi or is he defying his grandmother too? So it is a full frontal attack of the BJP against Rahul Gandhi, who has now gone silent, but he may have to bear political implications if the Uddhav faction actually decides to walk out on Congress and stay away from the Mahavikas Aghadi. We're tracking the story very closely. Also, a quick check of details in brief of how the investigation is moving forth in the Shraddha case. Evidence is piled up against Aftab in the Shraddha murder case. Now, a chat of Shraddha with her manager dating back to 2020 has been accessed by Republic. Shraddha has mentioned that her blood pressure was low from all the beating, and she said that her body hurt so much that she couldn't even get up from bed. Shraddha mentioned in the chat dated 2020 that she wanted Aftab to move out. Another evidence of Shraddha reaching out for help. Shraddha told her manager that she needed to move out. A picture from 2020 accessed by Republic where Shraddha's face is completely covered in injuries. It is another piece of evidence suggesting that Shraddha was hospitalized at Ozone Hospital in Vasai with the complaint of severe back pain. The doctor has said that Shraddha had come with a complaint of pain in her spine around the 3rd of December 2020. Police widens the probe in the Shraddha murder case. A team of Delhi officials of the police who have gone to Maharashtra. They are investigating the Shraddha murder case. Palghar police has said that they will cooperate with the Delhi police. A team of the Delhi police also reached that office where Aftab used to work. This is in Gurugram. Police carried out searches at that location to find out more evidence against him. Also, a separate team that landed in Dehradun, as Aftab had claimed that some of the body parts by him were disposed of in Dehradun. One after the other tales that are being peddled by Aftab. Delhi police sources have said that Aftab had disclosed to the police that he's a drug addict. He was intoxicated with marijuana on the day of the murder. He's told cops that he strangled Shraddha under the influence of marijuana. The public speaks to the plumber, who happened to be the last man who had seen Shraddha before she was murdered. It is an exclusive testimony of what he had seen.
जाते हुए तो मैंने उसी टाइम देखा था, बाकी आफ्ताब को मैंने कई बार देखा है। मैं पानी के बारे में बताने गया हूँ।
आप प्लम्बर है यहाँ पे, तो क्या बात हुई आपकी आफ्ताब से, जरा उसके बारे में बताइए।
किराएदार ने मकान मालिक के पास फ़ोन किया था कि ऐसे से पानी की दिक्कत है, तो उन्होंने मेरे पास कॉल किया कि ऐसे से आप थोड़ा उन्हें समझा दो, मैं थोड़ा दूर हूँ और एक दो बार वो समझेंगे। तो नए नए किराएदार हैं, उनको पता नहीं है इसके बारे में, तो मैंने उनको बताया। फिर आफ्ताब भी नीचे आया था।
तर तुम्ही सगळ्या राजकीय कैद्यांना सोडा आणि त्यात ते लिहितात की तुमच्या मनात माझ्याबद्दल शंका असेल किंवा माझ्यामुळे इतरांच्या मुक्ततेत अडचण असेल तर मला अजिबात सोडू नका. त्याच्यानंतर 17च्या अर्जात सावरकर लिहितात, जर सरकारला वाटत असेल ही मी माझ्या मुक्ततेसाठी लिहित आहे किंवा सर्वांच्या सुटकेत माझं नाव असणं हाच मुख्य अडथळा असेल तर माझं नाव गाळावं. मला माझ्या सुटकेने जितकं समाधान मिळेल तितकेच समाधान मला इतरांच्या सुटकेने मिळेल. या राजवंद्यांबरोबरच जे भारतातले क्रांतिकारक परांगदा होते, जे देश विदेश भटकत होते, भूमिगत होते, जे मातृभूमीच्या बाहेर गेले होते, त्यांनाही परत येण्याची संधी मिळावी असं सावरकर लिहितात. आणि अशीच याचिका त्यांनी 18 साली परत केली, पूर्ण शब्दशः अशीच. आता याच्याबद्दल जर आपण ब्रिटिश दस्तावेज बघितले तर सावरकरांनी केलेले जे अर्ज आहेत हे 17, 18, 14 याच्याबद्दल ब्रिटिश म्हणतात की हे पिटिशन फॉर जनरल ॲम्नेस्टी, म्हणजे सगळ्या राजकीय कैद्यांकरता सुटकेकरता हे आहे.
Ranjit Savarkar, grandson of Veer Savarkar, is showing a document, a letter that is written by Veer Savarkar to Britishers.
ऑफिशियलिंग सेक्रेटरी टू गव्हर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया लिहिलंय. दोघंही सेक्रेटरी लेवलचे अधिकारी आहेत.
The letter was sent to the secretary level officers of the British government.
Amnesty may be granted to all the persona convicted of political offenses. ह्याच्यात कुठेही त्यांनी म्हटलं नाही माफी आहे.
Veer Savarkar has sought amnesty to the political prisoners.
त्याच्यामध्ये म्हटलं आहे की पिटिशन ऑफ व्ही डी सावरकर फॉर अन ॲम्नेस्टी टू ऑल पॉलिटिकल ऑफेंडर्स आणि ब्रॅकेटमध्ये लिहिलं आहे नॉट नेसेसरीली इन्क्लुडिंग हिमसेल्फ, त्यांची सुटका झाली नाही तरी. हे दोन अर्ज स्पष्ट समजतात की ब्रिटिश काय म्हणतात. आणि ब्रिटिश जर असं ही भूमिका घेत असतील, आता 13च्या अर्जाबद्दल आपण बघू. रेजिनॉल्ड हे सगळे कागद तुम्हाला देणार आहे मी. रेजिनॉल्ड केडॉक एक पेनल सेटलमेंट इन अंदमान म्हणून एक पुस्तक आहे. त्याच्यात रेजिनॉल्ड केडॉकने जी याच्यावर पूर्ण ते डॉक्युमेंट्स, हे भारत सरकारचं प्रकाशन आहे.
These are the letters that I'm showing right now are all publication of the Indian government.
कारण कुठलीही याचिका जेव्हा ते सवलत मागतायत त्याला मर्सी पिटिशन असं कायदेशीर म्हटलं जातं. पण पुढे ते काय म्हणतात बघा, ही कॅनॉट बी सेड टू एक्सप्रेस एनी रिग्रेट ऑर रिपेंटन्स. ते कुठेही खेद किंवा खंत व्यक्त करत नाही आहेत. आणि ते असं मुळे त्या काळी जी परिस्थिती होती त्यामुळे शस्त्र हाती धरावी लागली. म्हणजे इथे अजिबात सावरकर स्वतःची चूक मान्य करत नाहीत. आणि आता सावरकर असं म्हणतायत की जर तुम्ही रिफॉर्म्स आणलेले आहेत आणि जर शांतीच्या मार्गाने प्रोग्रेस होत असेल तर आम्हाला त्यात सहभाग घ्यायला आवडेल. हेच रेजिनॉल्ड केडॉक त्यांच्या अहवालात पुढे असं म्हणतात, त्यांनी असं म्हटलं की बी ऑगस्ट 1913 नंबर 61 हा ब्रिटिश गुप्तचर विभागाचा अहवाल आहे. त्यात असं म्हटलं की 1913 साली, 14 सालानंतर महायुद्ध सुरू झालं, 13 साली सुद्धा सावरकर मॅडम कामांबरोबर अंदमानातून गुप्त पत्रव्यवहार करत होते आणि तो पत्रव्यवहार मॅडम कामा सगळ्यांना पाठवत होते. तो मॅडम कामा
Savarkar is showing a letter from August 1913.
सावरकरांच्या बाबतीत त्यांना इथे कुठलीही मोकळीक देणे शक्य नाही. माझ्या मते ते कुठल्याही भारतीय तुरुंगातून पळून जातील. त्यांना जर भारतात पाठवलं तर ते कुठलेही पळून जातील. ते इतके महत्त्वाचे नेते आहेत की युरोपातील भारतीय अराजकतावादी त्यांना सोडवण्यासाठी कट रचून तो अल्पकाळात अंमलातही आणतील. जर त्यांना सेल्युलर जेल बाहेर अंदमानात काढले त्यांचे मित्र सहजतेने एखादे भाड्याचे जहाज जवळपास लपवू शकतील आणि थोडे पैसे चारून त्याच्या सुटकेसाठी उर्वरित बाबी सहज शक्य करतील. पुढे ते असं म्हणतात की सावरकरांना आपण किती छळायचं तर त्यांचा अगणित काळ कठोर परिश्रमाचे काम देता येणार नाही. त्यांना लागोपाठ भोगावयाच्या शिक्षेचा कालावधी 50 वर्ष त्यांना आयुष्यभर तुरुंगात डांबून ठेवण्यासाठी पुरेसा आहे. काही पुरेसे होतील आणि ते बाह्य समाजाला धोकादायक असल्याने फॉर द लाईफ इन प्रिझन. हे रेजिनॉल्ड केडॉक गृहमंत्री म्हणतात सावरकरांची मुलाखत झाल्यानंतर. आता सावरकरांबरोबर जे राहिले होते राजबंदी तुरुंगात, म्हणजे 1910 साली असो 1920 साली असो, तर मी थोडेसे त्यातले काही बंद्यांचे घेतलेले. उल्हासकर दत्त त्यांच्याबरोबर 1909-10 पासून होते. त्यांना वेडाचे झटके आले. त्यांना त्यांना असं त्यांना ताप आला आणि त्यांना भिंतीला टांगून ठेवलं होतं 3 दिवस. त्याच्यामुळे तो ताप त्यांच्या मेंदूत गेला आणि त्यांना भ्रमाचे झटके आले आणि त्यांनी त्यांच्या आत्महत्येत लिहून ठेवलेलं आहे की मग त्यांना ते झटक्याला दिसलं की बारी त्यांना येतो आणि द्वंद्वाचं आव्हान करतो. तेव्हा ते म्हणतात की माझ्या बाजूने विनायक लढेल, विनायक सावरकर, आणि विनायक तिथे आला आणि त्यांनी बारीचा पराभव केला. आता वेडाच्या झटक्यातही ही घटना 1912ची आहे. म्हणजे जेव्हा हा
Ranjit Savarkar is showing a 1912